Come to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee and Sun City Radio's Keta, Saboba FM Saboba, and A1 Radio Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, NPP flag bearer Mamadou Bawumia pledges jobs and transformative leadership in his manifesto unveiling in Takoradi yesterday.
To the Gen Zs, I am well plugged. I am your plug. I shall offer you a problem-solving leadership.
Also in this bulletin, what's shaping the choices of the KIA in this election?
Over there are no jobs because of poverty. So I have to come to Accra to do KIO. A week we pay 100 cedis.
A week you're paying 100 cedis just to sleep on the floor?
Yes.
We have more for you in just 10:18. Also, NADMO urges residents along the Volta River to move to higher grounds, warning of limited relief items as the Bagri Dam spills today.
And so for now, we are asking them to leave these dangerous areas. This, if not, is true. We don't have much in stock to be able to help to salvage the situation when it is hard hit on us.
Also in business, CD posts its first daily appreciation against the dollar in recent times as it continues with a good run against some of the major trading currencies. These and more with me, Mami Sinyamicha Thompson. Stay for details. And then in our election headquarters, NPP flag bearer Dr. Mamadou Bawumia made a case for his leadership during the unveiling of his manifesto in Takoradi yesterday, promising to usher in an era of transformative governance. He also emphasized his commitment to creating jobs and positioning himself as a problem-solving leader dedicated to addressing the pressing issues of Ghanaians. Samuel Imbura has a wrap of activities at the Ghana Senior Technical School yesterday.
The NPP manifesto comprehensively addressed all thematic areas to transform the economy. Dr. Bawumia emphasized his ultimate goal of creating employment.
To the Gen Zs, I am well plugged. I am your plug. I shall offer you a problem-solving leadership built on my values of integrity, compassion, and sincerity.
He also highlighted his track record as vice president as proof of his ability to deliver.
I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies.
His running mate, Dr. Maito Opoku Prempeh, expressed his readiness to work with the grassroots to secure the victory.
We, Kukudites, will fight from room to room. I will promise that we will work and deliver a better Ghana for your legacy purposes.
President Akufo-Addo, visibly impressed by the ideas presented by Dr. Bawumia and his running mate, had this to say.
I have no hesitation, as the outgoing president is saying that they will be worthy successors to the office of president and vice president.
The president did not end his speech without taking a swipe at former President John Mahama.
This is a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not a man who is going to tell the Ghanaian people that you have short memory. This is not somebody who is going to say to the Ghanaian people when his policies have failed that I am not a magician. That is not the language of Mamadou Bawumia.
Samuel Imbura with that report. Meanwhile, some young head porters who are first-time voters cite the lack of jobs and poor living conditions as reasons for leaving home. As the elections approach, these girls are demanding better opportunities back home to avoid the harsh conditions they endure in Accra. Lois Shola Adeyemi interacts with them in our latest episode of Just 10:18.
Over there are no jobs because of poverty. My mother cannot provide me, so I have to come to Accra to do KIO.
Living at Konkomba. The rent is also high. I'm paying 150
for a month. It's a wooden infrastructure, and that one there, the cement There's not even good. A week we pay 100 cities.
A week you're paying 100 cedis just to sleep on the floor.
Yes. And the floor too is not even good. But what will you do? You don't have anybody here. You have to just manage it like that.
The room is not good. Now, the place that I'm staying, we are 12 in number. I just use my cloth and spread the cloth and the floor, and I floor that. Because if you sleep, how to turn it right is difficult for you to turn.
Sometimes, if you go to Kaya, you get 5 cedi. You have to manage. You have to send some to your parents.
And Justin 18 shows at 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. on the Joy News channel. You want to catch that. Now, NADMO says it does not have enough relief items to support all persons likely to be displaced by the spillage of the Bagu Dam in Burkina Faso. As Burkina Bay Power Utility Authority, Sonabel commences the exercise today. The Water Resources Ministry, in a memo to stakeholders, called for the relocation of persons in flood-prone areas. Speaking to Joy News on measures being taken to mitigate the impact, West Gonja Municipal NADMO Director Adam Buvog explained that although efforts are being made to relocate persons from the red zones, his outfit does not have enough relief supplies.
And so for now, we are asking them to leave these dangerous areas, these areas that are liable to floods, these areas that are likely to cause deadly disasters in the future. So our topmost priority for now is to let these people leave this area. And so we are going to see those that will be leaving. Then based on that, if it is 10, 100, 50, then based on these numbers, whatever that support that we have, then we go to give to those people. If it is not adequate to be able to serve all the people that we have in those, then it will be then and then that we will ask for assistance from our district assembly.
Now, 4 years after President Akufo-Addo cut sought for water projects in Tamale, Yendi and Damango, these communities remain without water. A feature by the Fourth Estate's Evans, Aziamo Mensah and Adjoa Adobia also reveal that the promised projects never commenced. The Ghana Water Company has also given a contrary account to President Akufo-Addo's claim that funding had already been secured in 2020 for the project. Here are excerpts of the feature.
I'm happy to announce the government has secured funding for the Upper East, Tamale, Damango, Yendi water supply project.
These projects were meant to alleviate the people's plight. In the specific case of Tamale, the president listed some of the beneficiary communities that were to benefit when the project is completed.
The beneficiary towns and communities of this project and its environs include Cheshegu, Nanton, Yape, Yipala, Chirifoili, Kusogo. Clap for the president.
In June this year, that is 4 years after the president's grand sword-cutting ceremonies, the Fourth Estate visited the areas that were to benefit to verify if these projects have been executed. Surprisingly, we discovered that nothing had happened on the Tamale, Yendi and Damango water projects.
Now, time after time, some residents who live in flood-prone areas keep hope alive that one day their plight of having to run from home when the rainy season sets in would be addressed. But it seems that hope is gradually waning. Hannah Odami has more in our Flood of Trauma series.
After years of keeping hope alive without receiving any major help, some residents living at flood-prone area, Odona, say they have accepted their fate and have devised backup plans to keep they and their properties safe when the rains came down. 52-year-old Sarah Kote Oyo has lived in this house for 45 years. She tells me until the overpass was constructed at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle and the drains in their backyard covered, they lived without fear of the rain. In fact, they enjoyed it when they see the clouds, but not anymore.
Previously, the drain behind our house was just okay to contain all the rainwater, but now it cannot hold that much water because the drain has been covered. Due to that, any little rain causes flooding. People have also built on the waterways and this has really messed us up.
Sarah's coping mechanism is working, but she does not want her children to go through the same situation.
And that's how we end the bulletin this morning on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, we see you specking your car, taking that trip, chilling on the beach. Charlie, now we want to see this become your story. Simply use your ABSA card 10 times or more and you'll be entered into a monthly draw where you stand the chance to be among 5 lucky winners to take home 40,000 Ghana cedis. The more you use your card, the more entries you'll receive. Earn an extra entry by using the ABSA app or internet banking 5 times or more. No ABSA card? Don't worry. Visit the nearest branch for an ABSA account or card today and make winning part of your story. Promotion is between 1st July and 31st October. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Your story matters. ABSA.
Your preferred retirement partner, Apex Trustee, offers you an unmatched pension administration service that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. Our Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme will help you achieve financial peace of mind during retirement. Apex Trustee provides employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes, seeking to outsource the day-to-day administration of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund schemes. Start the quality lifestyle journey you envisage for your retirement now. Call us on 0504 368048 or 0256 793330. Apex Trustee, a joyous retirement begins here.
We have a new leader in town. OBRNT. Amafo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal Pack with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Please, do you still refill cylinders here?
Oh yes, and there are a lot of benefits when you refill gas cylinders here. Not only do we get to run safety checks on your cylinder before refill, but you get to buy any amount of gas per your pocket. And you even get to see for yourself how much is really being put into the cylinder, so you're not cheated.
Master, this one there, Philly Gadochi. I know say you no invite me, but I go talk some. If you know be these LPG stations, like how we taxi drivers go fill our tanks.
But do these LPG stations have permit to still operate?
Of course. LPG stations are safer now than ever. We've always been licensed and fully regulated by National Petroleum Authority with total support from Ghana Fire Service, Ghana Standards Authority, Factory Inspectorate, as well as the EPA. So don't worry, crowd.
Oh, I hear say these LPG stations it be for indigenous Ghanaians. It be true?
Of course. LPG refilling is the only industry in Ghana that is now 100% owned by Ghanaians. By refilling your cylinders at the gas station, you are promoting indigenous businesses.
The money, you go stay here, no.
Oh yes. Protect local businesses by refilling your gas cylinders at LPG stations nationwide.
We know we shall win, and we know we'll survive. Shall wash away all tears.
The luckiest
Let's go.
They're luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. They're luckiest. Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Doctors,
Nurses,
barbers,
drivers,
bouncers,
friends,
teachers.
bankers. They're luckiest. You could be the luckiest.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters. And it's now time for the Joy Business Report with Darryl Kwaw and the team, brought to us by Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature, and Omni Bisek Bank at your service. Akbafu.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You had a long day yesterday.
Yes. I mean, we thought that we were going to be ending, we thought we would end at 6 p.m., but it went past 8, and so I think that we wrapped up post 8:30 p.m.
Wow. That's from around midday.
You know, that's what the job brings, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like we had a choice. We had to be there.
So finally, the MPP manifesto launched.
Yes, it's been launched, and I'm sure you probably may have been monitoring some sound bites from the manifesto launch. Just listen to these.
I've gone to bed every night secure in my knowledge that my vice president stands firmly with and behind me in everything that I've tried to do in these last 7.5 years. He has been the picture, the model of loyalty itself. And all I can say to his vice is that even if he has half of the loyalty that Mamudu Bawumia has shown to me, he's going to be an excellent vice president.
I believe that as vice president, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history. To the Gen Zs, I am well plugged into the new world you belong, and I know the keys to press to unlock your potentials within. I am your plug. I shall offer you a problem-solving leadership built on my values of integrity, compassion, and sincerity.
So this morning, we're focusing on the NPP manifesto. We're asking the very simple question. I mean, you've listened to the NPP promises for the next 4 years.
So many of them, as you add.
Now, based on the highlights document that was shared, 73 promises. The question is, looking at where we are today, are these the kind of bold solutions needed to transform the Ghanaian economy and our livelihoods? Dr. Bawumia says he's gone around the country, 3 things: cost of living, jobs, and roads. Now, are these the kind of policies that would address the concerns that you have as Ghanaians? I don't know. Yes, Darryl,
Well, he seemed to give the impression that he's running his own vision, which is separate from Nana Akufo-Addo, and there was some very innovative ideas that he shared. But like you point out, the question is, would they come to light? I mean, we've seen politicians promise so many things, and 73 of them, is he going to execute them, or is just campaign talk? You talked about the cost of living. I was just wondering, well, you're in this government, inflation's gone high, we are struggling with prices of items. What did you do? And so, I mean, these are some of the questions that Ghanaians will be asking themselves.
Well, these are the questions Ghanaians will be asking. Get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, or you can also join us on Facebook. We'll share your thoughts with the rest of the world. After all, you're the reason we're here this morning. Now, time for the Joy Business Report with Darryl Kwaw and the team. But of course, this morning also be talking about, the Bagri Dam. Now, the Bagri Dam will be spilled today. And so that's a conversation we must have. Well, I mean, we need to know more about our preparation. But of course, this morning also, our friends from GCB Bank PLC will be joining us here on the Super Morning Show right after 8 a.m.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, Citi posts its first daily appreciation against the dollar in recent times as it continues with a good run against some of the major trading currencies. Also coming up, some oil marketing firms hint of further reduction in prices of petroleum products if Citi continues to stabilize, and World Bank set to review Ghana's classification as debt distressed country if it finally finalizes agreement with external commercial creditors. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. The Citi, for the first time in recent times, recorded an appreciation against the dollar based on performance tracking on a daily basis. Is this a sign that the worst is over for the Citi, and how sustainable is this development? George Raffis starts us off with this report.
The marginal appreciation was recorded last week when you look at how the Citi fared in a day compared to the previous day, in what some may call the day-on-day performance. This is based on the price quotes that some of the commercial banks offered last week and how it traded on the interbank market on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Some of the major commercial banks in the forex trading space have told Joy Business that the Citi's performance can be linked to improved dollar supply coming from the Bank of Ghana. And they even expect this development to continue this week in terms of the Citi's good run. The local currency's monthly depreciation has slowed from over 7% in May 2024 to just about 1% in July this year. But there are some who would also want to link the Citi's recent performance to the dollar weakening in value on the international market. But on the question of sustainability and whether the Citi's woes are over, well, time will tell.
George Jaffe with that report. On the currency market this morning, the dollar going for 15 cedis 75 pesos based on quotes from some major commercial banks. The British pound going for 20 cedis 28 pesos, the euro 17 cedis 29 pesos. Now, some oil marketing companies say they will reduce fuel prices further if the Citi continues to stabilize against the dollar. It's coming after some of the marketing firms started reducing fuel prices last week, influenced by the Citi's performance and stable crude oil prices on the international market. Now, speaking to Joy Business at the 10th anniversary of Petrosol Ghana, Chief Executive Michael Bosombil said his outfit will also continue to provide quality fuel, not to shortchange consumers.
We as a company, we have always committed ourselves to delivering quality at a discount. So anytime we assess the numbers and we see that we can offer discount to the customer, we readily do so. And so, yes, once the numbers are right, my technical team, they are analyzing, you can be sure. If you look at the market right now, the window that ended, even the prices we have on the market now, we are operating at one of our stations. If you just turn around and you look at our prices, the quality that we are putting on the market and the fact that we've already discounted. So we deliver high quality at discounted prices. So that's us. So it's something we do every, window.
You heard Michael Bosombil there. He is a chief executive of Petrosol Ghana. A quick update on the commodity market this morning. Crude oil declined marginally from yesterday's trading. Is selling this morning at $79 a barrel. Gold open trading at $2,500 an ounce after losing more than $7. Cocoa went up by $139 to open trading at $7,087 a ton. Now, Ghana's classification as a debt distressed country by the World Bank and IMF will be reviewed as soon as it reaches a final deal with external creditors. That's the assurance coming from the World Bank Country Director, Robert O'Brien. It follows concerns that despite Ghana reaching an agreement on how to restructure some of the external debts, that did not influence the latest classification on our ability to pay debts in the future. But the World Bank Country Director says they're waiting for some progress to be made when it comes to the commercial creditors for the review to be done.
Once the commercial debt restructuring is finalized, and assuming it's finalized according to the parameters of the debt sustainability analysis, and assuming Ghana continues with its policy commitments and targets, macroeconomic policy and fiscal policy, then we would see a better debt situation. So it's still a work in progress. And so obviously our analysis can only take into account what's already actually been done.
World Bank Country Director Robert O'Brien there. Well, the Chamber of Independent Power Producers is challenging government over claims of finalizing debt restructuring deal with members. It follows claims by the Minister of State at the Energy Ministry, Herbert Cropper, that an agreement has been reached in restructuring some $1 billion. But Chief Executive of the Chamber, Dr. Elikulim Apatogbo, insists nothing has been done.
It is inaccurate for the government or the ministers to be making such wrongful pronouncements. It is not fair to the process. It devalues the integrity of the process. Let's understand that these are very sensitive international commercial issues and should be treated as such. This propaganda or political comment poses a great risk of pressure from our principal or interested parties on our default obligations.
Chief Executive of the Chamber of Independent Power Producers, Dr. Elikulim Apatogbo there. Now, government failed to meet its Treasury bills target for the 6th week running. According to T-bills auction published by the Bank of Ghana, the government missed the target by 6.91%. Here's more in this report.
The government got 4.624 billion Ghana cedis from the sale of the T-bills. The target for the auction was 4.96 billion Ghana cedis. 3.606 billion, representing 77.97%, came from the 91-day T-bills. The uptake was 3.606 billion Ghana cedis. The 182-day T-bills saw bids worth 733.59 million Ghana cedis tendered. All were accepted. For the 364-day T-bill, 284.92 million Ghana cedis were tendered and all were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates were mixed on the money market. While the yield on the 91-day bill went up, that of 182-day and 364-day bill fell marginally. The yield on the 91-day bill was 24.843% from the previous weeks of 24.825%. However, the yield on the 182-day bill was 26.746%, lower than the preceding weeks of 26.764%.
Turning to other news, the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana is making a strong case for farmers hit by drought in the northern part of the country to be compensated. The drought situation has hit hard at farmers who depend heavily on rains for their farms. Now, some of the farmers that finance their farm projects by bank loans or with bank loans are also in a serious situation as they now fear defaulting. There are also concerns about how this could impact on the country's food security. Anthony Morrison is Chief Executive of the Chamber of Agribusiness.
What happened to the VRA spillage victims in the Volta region? Government took some millions of dollars from the World Bank. We are almost getting to a year of that unfortunate disaster. What has happened to them? We don't trust government in the business of compensating farmers. We expect them to put in place the critical externalities that will enhance farmers to be able to be productive. What we should be looking at is assets. We do not even have a validated, credible national data of farmers, traceability and mapping such that we know. No, we don't have anything like that.
You heard Anthony Morrison, who is Chief Executive of the Chamber of Agribusiness Ghana. While turning to Habitat Fair today, generators don't come cheap nowadays, and come to think about installation after sales support. Well, all these things could come free, yes, if you happen to be at the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair and engage with one of our sponsors, G&J Technical Services. Here's a Managing Director for G&J Technical Services, Matthew Kojo Isiedu.
We're a 30-year-old company. We stick to what we know, which is a quality product supported by a highly skilled team. So what to expect from us is, if delivery is within Accra, obviously we do that for free. If we have to come to your house to do an assessment and a survey, once you come through the channel of the EcoBank Fair, that survey is free as well. You definitely benefit from discounts when you come through the same channel as well. So right off the bat, if you engage us, there's a 2.5% discount there and then. If the conversation progresses further to you actually buying, we add on an extra 7.5%.
And so G&J Technical Services promising some free services and discounts for their products if you happen to patronize their stands at the EcoBank Journeys Habitat Fair. That comes up in 11 days, the 30th of August to the 1st of September at the Good Park, Accra Mall. Don't miss it. All right, before we go, let's turn to the stock market. The Ghana Stock Exchange is expected to experience a decline in performance this week. This is due to selling pressures in MTN and Cowbank shares. Let's hear from Grace Monay of Data Bank Research.
Last week closed with 7 price movers containing 5 gainers and 2 laggards. The gainers were Unilever Ghana, Guinness Ghana Breweries, Enterprise Group, Ben's Oil Palm Plantation and Republic Bank Ghana. Conversely, MTN Ghana and New Gold recorded declines. Outweighed by MTN's decline, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index slid marginally to a year-to-date gain of 41.86%. However, the Databank Stock Index gained 0.21% weekly to a year-to-date gain of 37.30%. Trading activity was vibrant last week, with over 70 million shares worth 130 million Ghana cedis exchanging hands across 19 counters. New Gold was the most active stock, accounting for 71% of the total turnover. This week, we tipped the share prices of MTN Ghana and Cowbank to decline. For Joy Business Reports, Grace Monay of Databank Research.
All right, Grace, thank you so much with a preview of trading activities on the stock exchange this week. And that's it. My name is Daryl Kwan. Thanks for listening. Enjoy a good week. Back to Winston and the team with more of a Super Morning Show. Winston.
Thank you very much, Daryl. And time now for our inspirational song for today. And our inspirational song for today is one by Maverick City. It's Man of Your Word. That's our inspirational song.
All right.
For today.
Is that for Baumia? Is he a man of his word?
Jojo.
Aaron, it's Aaron who keeps it on the track.
Aaron chose this one.
Yeah.
Aaron, Daryl Kwa is asking a question. If you could come answer it.
He's giving me a thumbs up. He says, be a man of your words.
Okay, well, that's it for our inspirational song for today. 99.7 FM. Good morning, Raymond.
Good morning, my dear friend. And how are you doing this morning?
Oh, a bit exhausted, but hey, we have to be here.
Yes.
The excitement.
George is smiling. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was home watching us last night.
Yeah, but no, you may never be sure George is home. Yeah, George. Yeah, George. He's up 24/7. Yeah, and he's a man of extraordinary competence. He's the only person I know who sleeps at 3 and wakes up at 5. No, 4. 4. I'm saying it's true. You sleep late, you wake up early. There's not a single day that you come late to work before. I respect you very much.
The man says he respects the fact that you're always early.
Oh, I am saying that you sleep late, you wake up early.
No. It's not true. Well, anyway, I mean, I slept late and I struggled to wake up.
Yeah, me too. We don't have the competence of
Georgie Affairs. Anyway, I'm sure we can get into our Drive Safe campaign.
Yes, and it's actually brought to you by Joy News at the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota, superior quality and Imperial General Assurance, solid protection. So this morning, I'm reminding you to pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure you check your mirrors and scan to see what's happening 20 to 30 seconds ahead of you so that I can prepare for any eventuality. And take it from me, in the Republic of Ghana, eventualities happen anyhow. So I'm not sure that people who are on the road. I proposed before that sound of mind assessment should be part of the criteria for issuing and renewing license. But people.
So should they add the psychiatry review because you do the eyesight?
Yes. I'm saying so because some people may not even know their problems.
Of course.
I mean, because the triggers for people behaving and some way and somehow they behave on the streets shows that there might be something fundamentally wrong somewhere.
You have family pressures to deal with.
That's true.
You have work pressures to deal with. You have economic pressures to deal with, and you still want to survive in this environment. I have seen a lady
who parked. People thought there was something wrong with her, but she was just crying in the car. Yes. I mean, I'm not saying that that's what you can determine at the point, but at least a determination. And people forget that it's a huge machine you are running. The qualification to run it should include you being in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
So, well, it's something that we can think about. Yeah. And please, nobody is asking anybody to fix any machine to your head. In this era, 3 questions can determine sound of mind. You get what I'm trying to say? Which may require that you are referred to another facility for a better and better particulars or further review. So that would help out one way or the other.
Okay, Raymond and George, let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
You say? Because we're talking about the NPP's manifesto and everything, it's important we learn the pronunciation of this word. Launch. Launch. As in, an event to introduce or to celebrate something new. Okay? So that's, if you're launching, so at the launch of the NPP's manifesto. That is different from lunch, Lunch, which is a meal eaten in the middle of the day. So, if you're attending an event to introduce something new, it's a launch. Not lunch. And that's how you say it right. Yes, Raymond, we had to do. You see, sometimes this is just a revision. Revision. So we had to do this.
With respect, I have not complained openly.
Openly, but
yes.
You've complained secretly.
Yes.
It's interesting how certain things happen behind the scenes, but because you're on radio, you don't get to hear or see some of the things.
Anyway, let's get into the newspapers. This morning brought to us by Access Bank. Access Bank, more than banking.
The biggest story on the front page of the Daily Graphic is Bamia means business. And I suspect this is likely or possibly going to replace It Is Possible.
Okay.
Because this seriously, if you look at the broad, what they call it, themes that was put out there in the vice president's speech, you would take out nothing beyond, oh no, I want to do some form of reform. This is what I really mean, and how he even delivered it. He was driven with some passion to say, this is my agenda. I hope you get my point. So Bamia means business, and the president even repeated that. Said, indeed, Bamia means business. So, I've heard Quest means business. I've not heard Wiafe means business yet. But Bamia means business is when he unveiled manifesto focusing on jobs, businesses. And there's something that he said as the prelude for that. He said he's going around the country. And he realized that there are 3 things that are important to people in the Republic of Ghana. First, cost of living. 2, jobs. And he mentioned a third one.
Roads.
Yes, roads. So he was going to tell us broadly how his government going into the future will tackle these and other things that are related to them. So that is the point he started the presentation.
I don't know what I saw on social media, whether it was accurate or not, where Franklin Kujo did a post that it appears that the NBP did some wide consultation on this manifesto, and his expectation is that these inputs that they picked all over the country will reflect in this manifesto. Be looking forward to see his post, his comment after the launch, and whether indeed these concerns.
I know we're going to that. I listed 10 that I thought were, even though some of them have been said before, appear to be interesting highlights. Because I've already said that it appears the MPP is departing from the usual sloganeering. But this one says the 10 are train 1 million youth in digital skills, offer a one-time tax amnesty to all Ghanaians and corporate entities. 3, abolish the betting tax. 4, abolish e-levy. 5, reduce the cost of public transportation by promoting and supporting electric vehicle for transportation. And the second one is expanding the Gold for Oil program to continue stabilizing the price of fuel. 6, partner the private sector to finance, build, and rent or lease to own to government public infrastructure, including schools, housing, water, and roads, as well as equipment. Now, complete all Agenda 111 hospitals. This ensures every district gets a district hospital. Implement in full the Affirmative Action Act, which was recently enacted. Introduce a free tertiary education scholarship for persons with disability to remove financial barriers to pursuing education. And 10, cap the number of ministers at 50. As I said, this may not necessarily sound new, but to me, encapsulating the entire one, these were the huge highlights. Of course, others may have their own. He listed a huge number of them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, and I add some of my own too. I'm sure we'll come back to all of this. I add, the import duties at the port, the flat import duties at the port. I also add, a reduction of the port charges to make our ports very competitive. I add the Ghana First agenda, where we're looking at, purchasing or, patronizing Ghanaians who are into the various fields and looking within
using government's purchasing power
to actually propel Ghanaian businesses. And it's something I've been talking about, except that I've always maintained that in Ghana, we should have people who can do business through all regimes. It must not be that every regime creates its own millionaires. If we do that, we will never be competitive.
See what the challenge that Dangote is facing in Nigeria right now. It is interesting.
That's true.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that people should be able to do this. So, I look at the NPP's manifesto. A lot of things within the health sector, for instance, are things you've heard before. Expanding the sites for the drone delivery, the telehealth, and everything. These are things you've seen in the budgets in times past, and so you wouldn't.
Except there was a key point I was perhaps expecting that he didn't mention there. NHIA today.
And capping.
Yes.
Exactly.
So if you make the full amount available to them, some of the conversations we'll be having about cover and other things will be a thing of the past.
In fact,
and that's a very bold decision if you really want to do so.
Yes, and that's one thing he should. Well, since he says these are highlights, we want to see.
Maybe it's in
the full document.
That's also my other headache with this.
Yeah,
see, listen, if you are delivering manifesto with the greater respect, you know the content of your manifesto. Just share the document. This I'm giving you highlights so that if you start complaining that this is not in this, no, it's in a bigger document. Wait, you have not seen the bigger document. It makes it difficult for us to understand and properly appreciate it.
But I want the political scientists to help me out about the impact of manifestos and whether there's been any research. Just asking that question.
I've seen
the
some
impact
work.
of political party manifesto and winning the votes for you.
Are you talking in this case about the world?
No, I'm talking about
Africa,
the Ghana.
Ghana.
I'm talking about just the Ghana situation.
I've seen about 3 or 2 of them. The most recent one I've seen actually compared youth participation to that. And the general argument is that, in fact, it doesn't do it like, a survey on people's, but it comes to the conclusion that your policies are important to push rational choice voting behavior. A certain grouping, and especially the educated and those who really, and sometimes if your policies are broken down to simple forms, even the uneducated can identify, because we are trying, and Africa sometimes they say we do ethnic census with elections, as in this one's vote their own, this other group also vote their own, but there's still a section within that group that believes that policies are what I engage
vote on
with.
policies,
and they are voting because they are looking at what is for them.
Okay.
So that's why they consider these ones.
So, in the West, in the US, for instance, you look at the blue states and the red states, and normally you wouldn't have the blue candidate going to the blue state that much. You wouldn't have the red candidate going to the red state that much. But then you would have these candidates actually going around the swing states, trying to convince them to vote for them, because that's how you get to win elections. So if you take away the party members or sympathizers, those who are within the middle, whom we have described as floating voters in this country, many of them will look at the economic situation and also look at proposals to fix these challenges and other sectors and determine to vote.
Professor White puts it around 27 to 30%, which is, some actually reduce it to a smaller figure, but it's substantive enough.
Of course.
And people swing. Today, I can be born, bred NPP. Then I think I am way too educated to have my apron strings attached to a political party that even if it does not follow its ideological leaning anywhere. So I will not be influenced by those sociological factors. Hope you get what I'm trying to say. So maybe last 2 elections, I was thinking in one direction. This election, I'm no longer going to be influenced by those factors. Or sometimes general economic conditions forces people to think and ask for change. People who have been so unattached to your politics now feel that the decision matters a lot, and they cannot make the decision the same ways that they've been making in time.
The manifesto is their current condition and the current
so a conversation to have on that.
Interesting. Well, let's do the Finder has a lead story. Government moves to make 16 state enterprises efficient and profitable. So says Joseph Kujo. And also the director at the Institute of Economic Affairs, Dr. John Kwache, is making a strong case for us to renegotiate existing mineral contracts to enhance Ghana's stake. It's been a very big debate as to how this thing should be carried out, because there are others who of the school of thought that, we are still in that middle trying to attract FDI. So if you don't do this thing well, you will end up losing. There are some also saying that we have not benefited that much from some of these minerals, and the gold has hit record levels of $2,500.
That's true.
And from the way things are going, the Federal Reserve actually trying to cut rates. People would now move to gold as a safe haven for their investment. So the prices might be shooting up. And how does that impact?
Bamia says they want Ghanaians to be heavily invested and involved in the mining sector. They want ownership to move to a certain Ghanaian. That's what he said in this one. I don't know how, perhaps an explanation of how we are going to do that. So going to the future, Are we likely to have these renegotiations? That, don't forget, we hinted renegotiation under Professor Akila Pasoya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a huge conversation in the Republic of Ghana. He carried out some of those. But, well, let's see how it rolls
And
out.
the story is $1 billion World Bank support for Ghana over the next 12 years. And this is what the country director, Robert O'Brien, disclosed this in an interview with... on
George
PM
Graphic.
Express
Okay.
Business
Yes.
Edition on Thursday. And you can still go on YouTube to watch that interview. Some interesting stuff he said about the economy and going forward, how the bank is preparing to support the economy.
Well, let me give you a bit more of the other stories that Winston didn't mention from the Daily Graphic. Now, at GJA 75th anniversary, speakers call for investment in AI infrastructure. And this is absolutely important. And this investment should not only be left with talks within government and all the other things. Media houses should also know that the future of journalism is inextricably intertwined with technology. I hope you get my point. In 2020, there's an AI, bulletin that had actually estimated how countries were prepared and media practitioners were using AI tools. That's 2020. In the entirety of Africa, they only singled out South Africa. Yes, as having some institutions that were deploying AI tools in their work in 2020. Hopefully, we would have not just individual journalists making decisions to use AI tools, but institutions believing that it enhances the work and makes it better for them to do so. Yes, or even if government is going to invest in it for media, it will be interesting. Anyway, the other one, colleges of education must stay open. And this is one of the crises that we are basically ignoring generally. This is the Tertiary Education Commission. The teachers are on strike. The students have been in the school for more than, is it 2 months or so?
Yeah.
Doing basically nothing. And we are all just watching on. Feed them and let them stay in the school and pretend they will learn on their own until we have consensus and bring the teachers back to the classroom.
Anyway, let's get to the online news review now, brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest. Goil Good Energy, Goil, India, and full 2024 NPP manifesto launched in TAC that's on myjoyonline.com. You can get it. I'll fulfill all my promises to move Ghana forward. That's according to Dr. Bamia. And there's an important one. Farmers count their losses as dry spell jeopardizes crop yields. And this is a very, very important issue. If we don't address this, we will come back in October, November, complaining about food prices.
But it's not too late. You think about it. Now, the rains are coming.
The rains are not coming.
Yes, they've been complaining for about 2 months now. There are no rains. And, of course, there's a conversation about why we are even relying on rain-fed agriculture. But we knew the solution to this way back in 2017. That's why it was one village, one dam. You get my point? So sometimes we think the slogans that matter. But we knew the solution to this. We knew someday. And those days, they were telling us that it was possible climate change would spell some of these doom.
And you see these dams. And look, if you go to the Akusia Suchari area and you look at the kind of work that was done in the 70s, people still use it up to today.
Brilliant.
So the solution was not having a football-sized dam. It won't do anything. Why? How does that get into farms?
I
won't do anything.
I actually thought that when they said one village, one dam, it's just slogan for some like a proper irrigation plan.
System. Yes.
You get my point. So you give it a slogan so that because one village, one irrigation, that sounds right. But the woman who was minister then told everybody in this country that she was only giving money for dugouts.
Don't forget the farmers who've also taken bank loans to finance some of their projects and the implications.
We will come back to this. But keep going with good energy and enjoy quality choices all over Ghana, whether you're in Accra or Kumasi, Bolgatanga or Cape Coast or any other place. Fuel up with the best at any of our Goil stations near you. Keep your engines running with good energy. Only from Goil. Goil Good Energy, Goil. Yeah.
Your Zenith Visa card keeps giving. Fly Qatar Airways and get up to 12% off your ticket when you use your Zenith Visa card. Simply pay for your Qatar Airways ticket using your Zenith Visa card and travel at a discounted price. Enjoy great savings with your Zenith Visa card. Offer lasts till November 30, 2024. Visit zenithbank.com.gh for terms and conditions and the link to register to enjoy this exciting offer. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Time now for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us in Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Go Oil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Gold stations nationwide. Gold Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Gold Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Gold Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Joy energy.
Welcome to a world of luxury and style. Discover La Tribu, the new luxury department store at Orca Deco Mall. Explore exclusive, high-end furniture pieces that redefine elegance and comfort. From exquisite living room sets to sophisticated bedroom collections, La Tribu offers the finest pieces for your dream home. Experience the epitome of luxury today. Visit us on the first floor of Orca Deco Mall and experience luxury redefined.
I found the partner I can trust.
Bros, but you told me you had an insurance claim 2 days ago, and today your car is fixed. Fresh like that? How?
Yes, so that is how the new collision insurance policy from Imperial works.
Wow!
I'm okay. The Imperial collision insurance policy has enormous benefits. I just upgraded my usual third-party policy, and I get my car parts fixed when I get a damage from any collision.
Really?
I enjoy hospitalization benefits when I'm admitted at the hospital beyond 3 days, and I still keep my third-party benefits.
Hey.
My ears sorted rough.
Hey.
You are saying, hey, just sign up to the Imperial collision insurance policy and enjoy insurance benefits beyond the road. Talk to your broker, agent, or call us on 0577 667 436 for further details. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. T&Cs apply. Imperial General Assurance. Solid protection.
Solid protection.
If you buy or sell something moving it from Asia to Europe, some extra costs are likely to be going on your order due to the violence in the Red Sea. We're going to be looking at the alternative routes that the big ships are now taking and how the trouble might end.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up after the news from the BBC World Service, it's Hard Talk with me, Stephen Sacker. India, the world's most populous democracy, proclaims the strength of its constitution and the independence of its judicial institutions. Together, they guarantee the rights of the Indian citizen, irrespective of creed, caste or gender. Well, that's the theory. To many Indians, reality looks different. My guest is prominent Indian human rights lawyer Karuna Nundi, who's won plaudits overseas and made enemies at home with her activism. When it comes to Indian women, Muslims, gays, do the law and the courts offer genuine protection?
There is a backlash, not just in India, but the world over, to women asserting ourselves, to claiming our freedoms, sovereignty over our bodies, and that backlash is leveraging traditional patriarchy.
That's Karuna Nundi on Hard Talk after the news.
This is Danielle Yawowiecka with the BBC News. Hello.
The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said now is probably the best and maybe the last chance to reach a ceasefire deal in Gaza and bring hostages back to Israel. He made the remark as he met the Israeli President Isaac Herzog in Tel Aviv. Mr. Blinken will hold talks with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu later today. This report from Yolande Nell in Jerusalem.
At the start of his series of high-stakes meetings, Mr. Blinken's message was keeping up the pressure. It's time for everyone to get to yes and not to look for any excuses to say no, he said. No official details have been given of the bridging proposal that the US has put on the table to close the gaps between Israel and the Palestinians. But the Americans hope that they can conclude an agreement as soon as this time next week. However, that positivity is not shared by Israeli leaders or Hamas.
The United Nations has condemned the normalisation of what it describes as an unacceptable level of violence against humanitarian workers around the world. In a statement released to mark World Humanitarian Day, the UN's Human Rights Agency said 2023 had been the deadliest year on record for aid workers, with 280 killed in 33 countries. The agency said more than half of the deaths were in Gaza during the first 3 months of the Israel-Hamas war. Ukraine's President Zelensky has spoken about the establishment of a buffer zone on Russian territory as he praised his troops taking part in the operation in Russia's Kursk region. It suggests a more permanent presence in Kursk, where Ukraine has now rendered a second bridge over the River Seine unpassable to Russian supply lines. Our correspondent in Ukraine is James Waterhouse.
It will gradually build a political value for a future peace negotiation. Now, President Zelensky talks about a buffer zone. That is a defensive measure. That forces back Russian forces in the hope it alleviates pressure on the neighbouring Sumy region of Ukraine where we are. But clearly, Ukraine will want to keep hold of what it's captured in the Kursk region for as long as this war rages on.
There's been an altercation between the Chinese and Philippine Coast Guards in the disputed South China Sea, where tensions are running high. The Philippines said 2 of its vessels were damaged in collisions with Chinese ships. Jonathan Head reports.
Photographs shown by the Philippines Coast Guard spokesman show a deep dent and large hole on the right side of one of their ships from a collision caused, he said, by dangerous and illegal manoeuvres by a Chinese ship in the early hours of the morning. China has blamed the Philippines for the collision. The Philippines Coast Guard says it will continue its mission of resupplying isolated military outposts in the South China Sea and enforcing the country's claim to areas inside its 200-kilometre economic exclusion zone.
BBC World News. Police in Japan are investigating graffiti scrawled on a stone pillar at Tokyo's Yasukuni Shrine, which honours the country's war dead. Several Chinese characters were found drawn on the structure at the shrine's entrance, with some appearing to spell toilet. Yasukuni is controversial in China and South Korea, as several convicted war criminals are among the more than 2 million Japanese commemorated there. A report in Australia has laid bare the effect of long COVID on the economy, which is estimated to have cost the country more than $6 billion. With more details, here's Phil Mercer in Sydney.
Researchers estimate that the impact of long COVID on the workforce wiped out about a quarter of Australia's economic growth in 2022. About 100 million working hours were lost. Epidemiologists want the government in Canberra to make the chronic condition a public health priority. They warn that Australia needs to encourage more vaccinations, the use of masks and wider access to antivirals.
An extensive police search is underway in the southern German state of Bavaria after 4 convicts escaped from a secure hospital. They're believed to have taken a staff member hostage, forcing him to open the facility's gate. The men from Germany, Bosnia and Kosovo had been convicted of drug offences and crimes against property and are considered dangerous. More than 100 police officers have been deployed in the attempt to recapture them. Malaysia is rowing back on a scheme that would have seen it gift critically endangered orangutans to countries that buy its palm oil. Ministers have now announced the great apes will instead be sponsored by palm oil purchasers and will remain in their natural habitats in Malaysia, where forested parts of palm plantations will be set aside for them. The scheme sparked an outcry amongst conservationists when it was first proposed in May. And those are the latest stories from BBC World News.
This is.
wake up in the morning and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side, fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I live your side, fidelity.
Enhance your business operations with the HP Color LaserJet 150 NW printer. You can print, copy, and scan up to 19 pages per minute with high-quality mobile scans or customizable shortcuts in the HP Smart app that delivers effortless use from wherever you work so you can focus on growing your business. Take advantage of its Wi-Fi direct printing and intuitive touchscreen, which are both designed to simplify your day. With the HP Color LaserJet 150 NW printer, experience fast and easy setups and improved overall printing efficiency with a 20,000 page duty cycle built to keep you and your business secure and moving forward with embedded security that is pre-configured out of the box to detect and stop attacks. The HP Color LaserJet 150 NW printer is available at all Kompu Ghana stores. Visit kompugana.com or call 0302-752-020 for more information.
I am Ohinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan, and this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms, so invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and enjoy guaranteed monthly income for life. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of a Zenith SME business card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302-680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
I was hoping that, DJ Ubete would drop Blessings from Shatawale this morning, that's the song of the moment.
You've been hoping for this song.
No, it's the banger we're dancing with. I mean,
well, I have not seen it banger anywhere.
Oh, no, it's everywhere.
If you are insisting.
It's everywhere. Ask DJ Ubete.
Yeah, if you are insisting that it's everywhere.
DJ Ubete, is the Blessings not everywhere? He says it's everywhere.
Well, Betty cannot speak to this matter because conflict of interest. But even with the conflict of interest, Betty did not play the song.
Oh, you played. I'm a lone soldier. And I won't surrender. Wale. Why say Chalamrado, you just save Shatawale.
Yeah, because the entire song there, your man is repeating.
Oh, no, Bamado just did the introduction and the rest is Shatawale.
What exactly did he say?
It's okay. Wait, we'll bring it. We'll bring
the
song.
Okay, so
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Not today.
Oh, today is mad.
We'll bring it today.
Why? We'll play it today. What?
Let the evidence follow that.
Evidence-based.
My general view is that sometimes people have to retire.
Oh, he's too young to retire.
It's not about age,
He's still singing.
Yeah, but Gentry is not under the current. I mean, see, you retire small. You prepare for retirement. You understand? At every age feasible. Or transition into producer role. You get what I'm trying to say?
I get you.
Yeah. It's a very good advice that Ubeti has been giving his friends. Yes.
Okay. But of course, this morning, Raymond, we're talking about the NPP's manifesto launch. We'll be having more discussions on that.
I believe that as Vice President, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history. To the Gen Zs, I am well plugged into the new world you belong, and I know the keys to press to unlock your potentials within. I am your plug. I shall offer you a problem-solving leadership built on my values of integrity, compassion, and sincerity.
Okay, Raymond, so...
You like the part you said, it is giving competence. It is giving, that's Gen Z language.
Yeah. That's a Gen Z language.
The boys are saying the plug there can have other meanings, but but this is economics plug, right? I am your plug for competence.
Yeah, so
I am your plug.
So he clarifies that.
Yeah.
He doesn't just say I'm your plug.
Yeah.
If he had ended by saying I'm your plug, then you probably would think of the other ones.
Sorry, which other one?
Oh, we know. Okay. See, I am not going to.
Somehow that is unaware of what.
I'm not going to be the one to speak for Gen Zs because they've warned us not to speak for them.
Yes. So
I'm not going to be the one to speak.
One thing we have taken very serious.
Exactly, but we know. We know how they speak and we know the things they say. So that I understand.
Is Sammy Gen Z?
Oh, but why?
It's a legitimate question that many people want to know about.
So Raymond, this morning we're going to be focusing
on Gen Zs.
We're going to be focusing on the NPP's policies from 2025 to 2029 if voted into office by Ghanaians.
Okay.
We'll get into all of these. But I asked a very simple question this morning based on where we find ourselves as a country. Do you think these are the kind of policies needed to turn things around? Do you think these are the policies that would enhance Ghana's development? Get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS and share your thoughts with us. But Raymond, I'm sure you've been following the conversation about ECG prepaid meters, how people are getting to pay so much more for power these days.
First and foremost, I absolutely did not understand the rationale behind waking up one morning. I wasn't around. I came back, meter has been changed. I struggled to get on that particular bandwagon. Then, the painful part, it even went off. Despite the problems that we come and fix, it went off. That is when I had to go and struggle to buy my, data. Then struggle to get it fixed. Now, put that one aside. If you want to give me a meter, and I've heard people say, oh yes, you were not paying the right amount. Now you are paying the right amount. What shows? What's the evidence to back that claim? First and foremost, I think that I was paying very high amount of money for power, and I've explained it here before. I've also explained that I understand they have been increasing it virtually every quarter. Remember, there was a time last year and the year before they did consistent increases. That's without doubt. But you can manage it properly. This is 21st century. You don't do it like some sneak up on you, I change meter, then have to now struggle and follow up with your standards on how it's supposed to be dealt with. And I also agree that people can follow through with their usage of the meter to know whether they are being cheated or not. But a certain understanding of how you engage to make sure that I am prepared for this. Because just saying this is your actual consumption is not good enough. And we should dispense of this dismissive attitude, as if the customer doesn't know what he's talking about, merely because you believe that you are right on it. I mean, I was heavily displeased by that conduct. But, well, I'm still paying. What can I say? They increase it as and when they want, because, why? If I don't use the ECG, their power, where else would I go? What else would that be my option?
Well, but at least...
But they should respect the customers. Exactly. That's the reason why they exist in the first place.
So, what are your
despite
own concerns?
all their inefficiencies and incompetence?
What are your own concerns? Why don't you join us on X? Use the hashtag JoySMS. We definitely would want to hear from you.
Joy in the morning time. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah, wake up to joy.
Right, so Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment and furniture at affordable prices, is introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, which means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. Now, it's hassle-free and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, in these times of high electricity tariffs, bill-free solar hybrid air conditioners are your sure bet to cut down electricity bills. Bill-free solar hybrid air conditioners cool your buildings comfortably with very low energy consumption. So, if you legitimately have higher, bills, one of the things you should consider is that you buy build-frees so that you cut your air conditioning cost, which is sometimes a very huge cost anyway. I don't remember last time I used air conditioning, but it's a very huge cost. Do you know why? The air conditioners are built with the latest German technologies. It gives you 80% savings on energy consumption. Think about it. 80% savings compared to your traditional air conditioners. Bill-free solar hybrid air conditioners come with a 6-year warranty and free after-sales servicing for an entire year. Please call us for your purchase on 0531 1009 15. Again, 0531. I need you to write it down because you need it soon. 0531 1009 15. So if they are not cheating you and you are legitimately having higher bills of electricity, this is one way to cut your air conditioning costs by 80%. You think about how important that is. Bill-free, superior cooling with lower energy.
So if it's football you want, then we've got it all. Yes, all of it on DSTV. All the leagues, all the caps, and all the matches live in HD. Watch Starboy Mo Kudus in his second season at West Ham. And trust that you got to see Kylian Mbappe in full flight for Real Madrid. All day, all night, no matter what bouquet you're on, you get to watch football. And it started over the weekend. And so a lot of us,
that's why people were, they are taking over the country.
You see, renew your subscription today. Dial *759# and follow the prompts. The season promises to be exciting. DSTV, your home of entertainment. Today I had, Reverend Dr. Francis saying that some people go to work late, and when they get to work, they will not just go and sit down and start working. They'll go and discuss football.
Yeah.
Before they start.
Catching razor.
Catching razor.
It's breaking the ice with football.
Anyway.
And there are other people too, when they are working, they have their phone. They fix it somewhere.
Watching
then they are watching the thing. Hey, or that mean go. Anyway, now want to have to hold your strategy planning meetings, and it matters. Don't be like my main man who every time conference room please. Let's go to the conference room, okay? Your board sessions or staff retreats, they are very, very important. So I am advising Samuel Dame and others that there's only one venue It is the Safari Valley Resort. Think of the green, serene environment. And he has been there, so I don't know why he doesn't do it. Accessibility, meeting room capacity, flow and layout of space. There's also room flexibility and quality of equipment, staff, and first-class catering services. Safari Valley is your place for your first-class meeting environment. Everything you go and discuss will go smooth. Call Safari Valley Resort on 0596 914 394. 0596 914 394. Safari Valley, bringing you closer to nature. I like their washroom. Very big. Everything's wooden.
I'm waiting for Sami Odame.
Yeah, I would. Then you'll be
Oh, I should wait on Max Fuga.
Yes. Okay. It's a more likely outcome than Upana.
Anyway, it's new and it has you in mind. Imperial General Assurance brings you the collision insurance policy. Yes, now we give you insurance beyond the road. The collision insurance policy from Imperial General gives you protection in the event of a collision with another vehicle or an object. The policy offers repair of your damaged vehicle parts resulting from the collision, hospitalization benefits if you're admitted beyond 3 days. Yes, you need not be involved in an accident to benefit, or third-party benefits. So whether you're a taxi driver, trotro driver, or a private vehicle owner, collision insurance is for you. Sign up for the collision insurance motor policy from Imperial. Call us today on 0577 667 436 or talk to your broker or any of our agents across the country for further details. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. Terms and conditions apply. Collision insurance, insurance beyond the road, Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Now join us at the Made in ACI Ghana Financial Markets Conference. This is themed Navigating the Future, Innovation, Ethical Excellence and Inclusion in Ghana's financial markets. This landmark event will gather over 500 participants featuring distinguished speakers from Ghana, the continent of Africa, and also that of Europe. Now, the conference will cover crucial topics such as ethics in financial markets, investment opportunities in Ghana, fintech and financial inclusion. A keynote address will be delivered by the Bank of Ghana with key insights from other top regulators. The venue is the Grand Arena of the Accra International Conference Center, AICC, and this is happening on August 22, this Thursday, 2024. The time is 9 a.m. and just call these numbers if you want someone to give you further and better particulars. 0243 054 891. or 0244-583-725. For more information, visit the website financialmarketsconference.aci/ghana.com. Visit the website and social media handles for ACI too on ACI Ghana. And that's it. Yeah, ACI Ghana. Then you get to know everything that's happening on social media when it comes to this conference. Sponsor GCB Bank, Regulus Investments and Financial Services Ghana, Consolidated Bank Ghana, Laurus Africa, FinCap Securities Limited, Savic Securities Limited, Conticap, Obsidian Acherna, and Symphony.
So what is luck? For many, luck is that glorious moment when you find money in your trousers, right? Particularly when you're broke. You ask yourself, oh, I didn't know I had money in here. For others, luck is being picked out of a crowd for a reward. That's not a bad thing. For us, luck is a life-changing event, and we believe everyone deserves a shot at it. Luck is coming, and with prizes so exciting, they'll make your head spin. Want to be the luckiest? Dial *712# and get your ticket. The more you buy, the better your chances of winning. And remember, when you hear that catchy jingle, it's your cue to pay attention. It could be your lucky day. Luck is on its way to you and your community, so stay sharp. The luckiest luck is everywhere.
Now, do you have a game-changing, innovative business idea or project that can impact society? If you do, this is your moment. Total Energies presents the 4th edition of the Startup of the Year Challenge. This year, we are looking for 3 winners, right? The best entrepreneur, also known as the Innovap winner, the best project or innovative business idea exemplifying recycling and minimizing waste. That's the Cycle Up winner, and the best project promoting or related to sustainable and affordable energies. That's the Power Up winner. And that's not all. 4 additional projects in the Power Up category will be selected by an international jury. Don't wait any longer. Apply now at startup.totalenergies.com for your chance to win financial support, professional mentorship, and a spotlight for your project. Terms and conditions, however, apply. Hashtag Total Energies. Hashtag Startup Challenge.
And are you ready to turn your dreams into a reality? Don't just dream it, own it with a loan from Fidelity Bank. Dreaming of a new home? Own it with a Fidelity Home Loan. Dreaming of a brand new car? Own it with a Fidelity Auto Loan. Dreaming of getting the latest phone, TV, fridge, furniture, laptop, or gaming console? Own it with a Fidelity Consumer Asset Finance. Dreaming of expanding your business? Make it a reality with a business loan. Fidelity Bank is offering flexible loans to businesses, salaried workers, and the self-employed at competitive fixed rates. Dial 0800 003355 or visit any of our branches nationwide today to turn your dreams into a reality with a Fidelity Bank loan. Terms and conditions apply. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. So, when we return after these messages, it will be time for your birthdays and sports right here on the Super Morning Show.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And where do you think you're going?
To train in the garden.
With my broom?
Mom, it's a javelin.
Oh, really? And that plate?
That's not a plate, it's a discus, Mom. We are training to become winners.
Well, you know you need lots of energy to become winners. So you both better start your day with Twisco before you go anywhere. Besides its great chocolatey taste, Twisco is enriched with Enerfort, a blend of energy-boosting vitamins and minerals for little winners.
Thanks, Mom.
Got to keep my little winners in shape. Twisco, power your dreams.
This advert is FDA approved.
Parents of future leaders, mark your calendars. Academic City University College invites you to a special Parents' Night on August 22nd at 6 p.m. Explore our state-of-the-art campus and discover how we're shaping tomorrow's innovators. For more information, call 0593-999-410 and visit us at www.acity.edu.gh. Academic City, redefining university education.
Right, so welcome back, and time now for birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by MTN.
Everywhere you go.
And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
Whose birthday is it today, Raymond?
Let me see who has been bugging me with birthday business.
Okay, this one says, on this very special day, I want you to know how much you mean to me. I'm so grateful for all the memories we've had together and excited for what the future holds. Thanks a ton for being my lifeline and unwavering support system. Happy birthday, Emmanuel General Intre of Axis Pensions Trust from your wife, sons, and daughter. And this one also says, happy birthday to Ekuya Santos Sapon, the Financial Advisory Department, and Brandon Kisidakwa of the Tax and Regulatory Department, all at Deloitte, from your country managing partner, Daniel Kojo Owusu, and all staff of Deloitte. Then I have a final one that says, happy birthday to the love of my life, my friend and my forever companion. You've transformed our home into a sanctuary, a haven where love resides. And my heart finds solace anytime I look at you. Your patience for me, your understanding, and the way you honor me as a crown, I wear with pride. On this special day, I reaffirm my unwavering love to you, and I promise to journey with you hand in hand through life's joys and challenges as God grants us. I truly love you, and you forever occupy the sacred space in my heart. It's from Wilfred, a son, to his wife Yvonne Nana Oye, a son of Coco Marketing Company.
It's a very powerful statement, pal.
Yeah.
May man deliver. Yeah. You shall be duly rewarded at the appropriate time.
Others should learn from him.
What do you want? For you. Now, have you done a course Santua upon of the financial advisory? Charles, next year. Well, good morning to you. Good morning to you once again. Happy birthday to Dr. Yes. You know, people change their names sometimes, right? Dr. Ruth Nadede Aite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but now she's Nadede Aite. You know, yeah.
First she was what?
Ruth.
And the Ruth is gone.
Ruth is completely demoted.
You know, our brother who is going to come and I say, time for sports with Achuta Makulu.
Yeah, but you two, you are Victor. Yeah, Victoria, as in like, victorious.
It's like that. It's like that. Very soon we'll say Kwekwa.
No, me, I'm not changing any part of the name.
You're not changing the name.
Yes, now if I change the name, people will put me on boards that I've not been put on a board or give me jobs I've not taken.
Anyway, we can get to the sports center then. Brought
Certainly.
to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. Twisco food drink, Twisco power your dream. And if it's football you want, we've got it all. Yes, all of it on DSTV. All the leagues, all the caps, and all the matches live in HD. This season promises to be exciting. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Now, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture a rooftop transform into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right. We're not just offering loans, we're offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following lines: 050-153-5789 or 050-153-5790 or 0244-674-154. Let's do this together. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dream shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
So whether you're an SME, startup, large enterprise, or educational institution, Microsoft 365 Education, Business, and Enterprise are the cutting-edge solutions you need to streamline operations and enhance educational capabilities. From top-notch email services to dynamic CRM tools and collaborative platforms, we've got you covered. Sign up to MTN Business Microsoft Solution and unlock exclusive access to additional services like WebWiz and Business Messenger, all at unbeatable prices. It's a complete digital transformation package tailored to your success. Email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or WhatsApp or call 0244 308 111 to explore how we can empower your business. Hashtag Let's Get Business Done Better.
Hello Ghana, there is an exciting new chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. Permit me to introduce you to Twisco, a full chocolate food drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder. This is enriched with Enafort. Enafort is a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including B vitamin C and also D, iron, and many more. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 Ghana 80 pesos. To enjoy all the goodness packed in a sachet empty contents into a mug mixed with 180 milliliters of previously boiled water, milk, and stir. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. This advert is FDA approved.
And the Joy Sports Center is approved and produced by the Joy Sports team. Presented, of course, today by my good self, Victor Achutamaklu. Coming up.
Maida on the spike again. Here is Maida. He goes for the first time. Now Walid. Abdurrahman makes it 3 for Instruction. It's only 34 minutes, but the team from Instruction are leading by 3 goals to 0.
And so Man United and Samatex 96 record positive results in respective first leg appearances in the CAF Champions League and Confederations Cup respectively. Also in this bulletin.
It's a good looking ball into the centre, surely, and there is the equaliser. Antoine Semenyo. It's been a long time in coming.
Black Star striker Antoine Semenyo opened his goal accounts on the Premier League opening day to end Bournemouth a draw against Forest. Details of this and more coming up in a bit. But first, Ghana's poor performance at the just ended Paris Olympic Games has been attributed to the inadequate government support to prepare athletes. None of Ghana's 8 representatives made it to the final of the 3 events they competed in at the just ended tournament. Many have called for Ghana to begin preparing its athletes for the Los Angeles Olympic Games now to boost medal chances. And it seems the NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going to do just that if elected as president in December this year.
We are going to start an Operation Olympics Glory program by dedicating resources towards the preparation of our athletes and their readiness for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, USA, including where necessary, targeting specific sports for medal.
The Vice President also outlined his plan to solve Ghana's issue of bad football pitches.
So, ladies and gentlemen, also upgrade the surfaces of our football pitches to meet the highest international standards. And so we will be seeing an upgrading of the stadia in Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, Tamale, and Esipong to make sure that they meet the highest international standards. My government will also implement an effective maintenance module for our sports facilities.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was speaking in Takrade last night during the launch of the NPP manifesto for the 2024 elections. Let's talk about some actual football then, shall we? Because Man United have boosted their chances of progressing to the second round of the CAF Confederations Cup after recording a commanding 3-0 first leg win over Chad's Elite Sports at the Accra Sports Stadium yesterday. Abdurrahman scored twice, while Edu Kwabna added the other goal to seal the victory for the Ghana FA Cup holders. Despite a healthy first leg advantage, head coach Yapreko says they should have scored more goals.
We should have at least scored more, especially in the second half. We lose a little bit of balance. The substitution didn't really help, but it's our first international, and for us to, away from home, for us to get 3 goals here, I'm very proud of the boys. Work in progress. I've been with the team barely 3 weeks, and there's more to come.
The reverse fixture of the preliminary round encounter will be played this Saturday in Cameroon. Meanwhile, in Douala, FC Samatex also picked a crucial 1-0 win over Cameroon's Victoria United at the Japoma Stadium in the first leg of their CAF Champions League tie. Emmanuel Mama scored the only goal just after the break to give the Timber Boys the advantage heading into the reverse fixture that will be played this Saturday at the Accra Sports Stadium. Elsewhere in Côte d'Ivoire, Azakes ladies were eliminated from the WAFU Zone B qualifiers for the CAF Women's Champions League despite beating AS Guard National of Niger by 6-1 on Saturday. The Ghanaian champions finished third in Group B with 4 points, the same tally as Burkina Faso's Omnisports, but have an inferior goal difference. Moving on, Kumasi Asante Kotoko head coach Prosper Natiogum has said the renovated TNA Stadium will enhance Ghana's sports infrastructure after it was commissioned on Friday. His team lost by the odd goal in 3 to Mediama Sporting Club in a colourful friendly that marked the opening of the over 10,000-seater facility.
It's a very beautiful edifice, a state-of-the-art facility. The structure itself, everything is beautiful here. It's up to modern-day stadium, and I'm happy for the good people of Tapa, and I'm happy for Ghana football.
Well, so that facility, after the official opening, was handed over to the National Sports Authority. A lot of people may not like it, but yeah, they will manage this one as they have all other states' assets in sports. Let's move the conversation on to the Premier League, where Erling Braut Haaland scored his 91st goal in his 100th Man City appearance in the Premier League as the defending champions began their title defense with a 2-0 win over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge yesterday. Yes, former Chelsea player Mikel Obi criticizing the poor finishing of his former team in a rant after the game.
We've created chances, we haven't taken them. And just an example of how Jackson finishes play. You can see there where, even though he was offside, he dribbled 1 or 2 or 3 players. And the way he shot the ball, you need a striker who knows how to hit a ball back in the back of the net. And that's what we don't have. We need a top striker that can get us goal.
Wailing and lamentations from day one from the camp of Chelsea. For Man City, meanwhile, it was all joy, and their manager Pep Guardiola said he was surprised at the level of intensity his players displayed in the game.
Yeah, quite similar. You're feeling surprised. I didn't expect perform the level. So especially Kevin and I would say and Bernardo, there's lack of training sessions, but everyone was unbelievable. The reason why we were champion last year is for this mentality of group. Good news that we won 1 game. The bad news is we have 67 or 70 games ahead of us. So.
Well, that was how things ended at the Stamford Bridge. Meanwhile, back in Ghana, Guinness Brewery Limited launched their Premier League matchday events and Fantasy Premier League for the new season with a viewing party of that City versus Chelsea match. Football fans and some social media influencers assembled at the Bandor Beer Garden in Osu to watch the game. Jordan Ayew was also a second-half substitute for Crystal Palace yesterday as they lost by 2-1 to Brentford. At the Emirates Stadium on Saturday, Thomas Partey was at the heart of the action as Arsenal kicked off their title charge with a 2-0 win over Wolverhampton Wanderers. The goals came from Kai Havertz and Bukayo Saka. After the game, Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta spoke about the goals his team scored and said he wanted to see more goals on the day.
Yeah, well, especially the beginning of the match and the first half where I think that we were really good, really aggressive, really intense, a lot of purpose to attack, very fast, a lot of threat in the box. We generate a lot, probably we should have scored 2 or 3 and the game would have been different. In the second half, moments we became a bit sloppy.
Antoine Semenyo's late goal also sniped a point for Bournemouth as they came from behind to hold Nottingham Forest to a 1-1 draw at the City ground on Saturday. The Black Star striker pounced on a loose ball after Forest defender Harry Tofola's clearance struck teammate Murillo and fell invitingly for him to score. Elsewhere, Mohamed Kudus impressed for West Ham, but it was not enough as they lost by 2-1 at home to Aston Villa. Liverpool, meanwhile, had Diogo Jota and Mohamed Salah scoring for them as they began onslaught reign with a hard-fought 2-0 win over newly promoted Ipswich Town at the Portman Road. Salah is now the player with the most goals scored on the opening day of the Premier League, 9 in total. On Friday night, Joshua Zirkzee became an instant Old Trafford hero as he scored an 87th minute winner against Fulham to give Manchester United a 1-0 win in the first game of the season. Elsewhere in Spain, Kylian Mbappe made his league debut as defending champions Real Madrid were held by Mallorca to a 1-1 draw last night. The summer signing from Paris Saint-Germain failed to get off the mark in domestic football, although he scored on Thursday on midweek, in the UEFA Super Cup. Elsewhere, Robert Lewandowski scored twice to secure a 2-1 come-from-behind win for Barcelona away at the Mestalla over Valencia. Ghana defender Abdulmumin also provided an assist to help rival Vallecano beat Real Sociedad by the odd goal in 3 in Germany. Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen added the DFL Super Cup to his last season's domestics double, beating Stuttgart on penalties after that match had ended 2-2 at the Bay Arena. That's how we end the Joy Sports Center this morning. My name is Victor Achutamaklo.
Thank you very much, Victor Achutamaklo, for joining us with the latest in the world of sports. But let's get interactive this morning here on the Super Morning Show. Social media messages brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, and Malatu from Ernest Chemist, Malatu, power over malaria. So, everyday people face different emergencies. Police emergency, fire emergency, medical emergency. You name them, but many Ghanaians don't know the emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would want to remember. Star 770 hash. Yes, star 770 hash is the new EcoBank money emergency number, and it gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more. You don't need internet for this. Just dial star 770 hash. No need to panic in any money emergency situation. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial star 770 hash now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Stay with us. When we return, we bring you food for thought brought to us by Roverman Productions.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah, EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah, download it. You go enjoy them. In my rhyming chain, in my rhyming chain. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. King promise.
When shopping for a dress, you say,
of course, a low burst line, a little tight by the hips, covered sleeves, off shoulder, definitely.
But when buying anti-malarial drug, you say,
is it not malaria? Give me whatever is available.
Choose your malaria drugs the same way you choose your dress. Always ask for Coartem. It's also available in cherry-flavored dispersible tablets for children. Don't gamble with malaria. Choose right. Choose Coartem. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Malaria testing should be done before treatment. This advert is FDA approved.
All right, so welcome back, and it's now time for Food for Thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions. The difference. Uncle, good morning.
Oh, my favorite about you, say, how are you doing?
Oh, Uncle, I'm doing well by the grace of God. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing good. Your voice always cheer me up. So, thank you to you and the team.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Wake up, hear you, and I know we survived another day.
Yes,
and we will continue surviving.
Most definitely.
Well, let me remind you of the title of my next play.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feed you, and it's going to be. I know you are a very well exposed person. What has been the most interesting neighborhood you've ever encountered in your life? The most interesting neighborhood.
I would answer by the end of the Food for Thought.
Okay. Whilst you think of that, that neighborhood, whatever you saw happening there, multiply by 10. That is what we are putting on stage. And that is, I want to feed you. It's our craziest and our most adventurous production to date.
Wow.
Listen, when I traveled to the US, I got depressed. I looked at the scale of advancement in the US and how smoothly things worked there. I looked at how clean and how well planned most cities were. I looked at the abundance of everything. Listen, I remember that I went into a mall to buy cereals for breakfast, and I counted about 100 different varieties and options for cereals alone. For the first time, I saw how far behind Ghana was compared to the rest of the world.
Okay.
And that was what got me depressed. I remember that in my first few days in the US, I prayed to God saying, God, what have we in Ghana done to and against you that you have left us so far behind the rest of the world? Well, years have passed since then, and I now know for certain that it is not God who has kept us back, but we have kept ourselves back with our actions and inactions as a people. Ghana has no business being poor. Ghana has no business having an unemployment problem. Ghana has no business robbing its youth of any hope and future. Ghana should not have the poor roads and the terrible traffic situations that we are forced to deal with on a daily basis. But whose fault is it that we are where we are? In the words of Senior Edidonko, na who kosam. In 1970, the American cartoonist Walt Kelly, in celebration of Earth's Day, released a poster to show what we were doing to Mother Earth with the words, quote, "We have met the enemy and he is us," end of quote. In other words, we have ourselves to blame for our situation. We have ourselves to blame in Ghana for our poverty and for the lack of jobs and opportunities in Ghana. Earlier this month, I chanced upon a Bernard Avle's interview with Dr. Samuel Amu Tobin, the CEO of Tobinco Group of Companies. Dr. Tobin, or Elder Tobin, as he is known in the Church of Pentecost, is a friend, and I am in at his contribution to the economy of Ghana through his gifts as an entrepreneur. And I was glad that Bernard gave him the opportunity to tell his story. In the interview, Dr. Tobin shared the good news of how an Accra High Court has ruled in his favor in a case he had brought against the FDA. According to Dr. Tobin, he had been compelled to bring the case against the FDA in 2019 for the actions FDA took against he and his company, that is Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, and his business partner in 2013. The details of the case are very disturbing if you're a Ghanaian. Let me try to summarize it for you. In 2013, the boss of FDA has summoned Dr. Tobin and his Indian business partner into his office to accuse them of importing and selling fake drugs. Dr. Tobin had protested his innocence, and apparently that had annoyed the FDA boss. The man launched a series of punitive measures against Dr. Tobin and his company and his partner, including the closure of all his warehouses across Ghana, the confiscation and destruction of his products, and a ban on his principal business partner, Bliss JVS Pharma Limited, from exporting drugs to Ghana. These actions, which resulted in widespread media coverage, not only damaged Tobinco's reputation, but also caused significant financial losses due to the expiration of drugs and the products during the warehouse closures, leading to the loss of employment of hundreds of Tobinco workers. According to one report, 600 workers, Ghanaians, lost their job. Additionally, the FDA boss ensured the arrest and detention of the two partners and coerced them into signing confession statements. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. The very next day, that is in the very next year, that is in 2014, when there was a change of leadership at the FDA, the very drugs that had been declared fake or counterfeit, were deemed authentic enough to be registered by the same FDA. Fortunately, Dr. Tobin survived the crisis, and in 2019 brought the action at the Accra High Court against the FDA. And this year, on 29th of July, the High Court, presided over by Justice Audrey Kokuvi Tay, fully exonerated Tobinco Pharmaceuticals and its CEO, Dr. Tobin, the court found that the company had not imported fake drugs into Ghana, as alleged by the FDA. Instead, the court determined that the FDA and its former CEO had abused their statutory powers and duties, and that the actions taken by the FDA against Tobinco Pharmaceuticals were baseless and unlawful. Well, so the good news here is that in this instance, the victim of abuse of power in Ghana survived. In most cases, the victims of an individual's abuse of his position do not survive or recover and are often so broken that they cannot master the courage to seek legal redress, as Dr. Tobin did. And you know who the real losers in these matters is? It is not just the victims whose businesses and lifelong work are destroyed. The real losers are Ghana and Ghanaians. Today, Dr. Tobin and his company employ thousands of Ghanaians. These are Ghanaians who would have had no jobs if God had not helped Dr. Tobin to survive the crisis. The Dr. Tobin versus FDA case is only one instance in which a Ghanaian entrusted with a position of power and trust has used his office and position to target a fellow Ghanaian, often for the flimsiest of reasons. Thank God Dr. Tobin survived, but what about the many who do not survive? And what does the nation do to those whose abuse of their offices and positions destroy the businesses and lives of Ghanaians? When will it occur to us in Ghana that those people are responsible for the destruction of our economy and for unemployment in Ghana? You know, we blame our presidents for a lot in Ghana, but these are not the acts of the president, but of individual Ghanaians who use their positions to settle personal and even tribal scores. And unfortunately, they get away with it all the time. Who is there to protect the Ghanaian entrepreneur in Ghana when a state official targets him unlawfully? When will we stop killing the entrepreneurs among us? Don't we understand that for every Ghanaian business that is crippled, hundreds of jobs are lost to Ghanaians? Please, let's do more to protect Ghanaian entrepreneurs and Ghanaian businesses in Ghana from our own government officials who don't seem to understand the purpose of their positions. Please let the targeting of Ghanaian businesses in Ghana stop, or the only option that will be available to our children and grandchildren will be to leave Ghana to become slaves in a foreign land. And Abajise, that is my presentation for this morning. Let's stop killing the Ghanaian economy by killing Ghanaian businessmen.
Thank you very, very much, Uncle White. One of the things we've been talking about, we need to be deliberate about enhancing Ghanaian businesses. Thank you very, very much, and do have a lovely day.
You too. Same to you.
Great. Now time for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Build Freeze solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Build Free solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy. The city, for the first time in recent days, has recorded an appreciation against the dollar based on performance tracking on a daily basis. Meantime, some oil marketing companies say they will reduce fuel prices if the city continues to stabilize against the dollar. World Bank Country Director Robert O'Brien says Ghana's classification as a debt-distressed country by the World Bank and IMF will be reviewed as soon as the country reaches a final deal with external creditors. And Libya's central bank has announced the suspension of all its operations after a senior employee was kidnapped in the capital Tripoli. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Build Free solar hybrid air conditioners, superior cooling with lower energy.
And receiving money from family and friends abroad should never be complicated. CBG Money Transfer Services provide a reliable, fast, and convenient way to receive funds from abroad. Visit any of CBG's 114 branches nationwide to receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, Unity Link, Transfers, Pay Angel, and S-Remit money transfers. Our dedicated money transfer centers at our Nima, Kaswa, Main, Medina Market, Apenkwa, and Spintex, as Basket branches, have extended service hours, closing to the public at 5 p.m. on weekdays and 2 p.m. on Saturdays. To ensure a smooth experience, simply present a valid Ghana card and money transfer reference number. For inquiries, contact us on 0302 216 000. Email us at talktous@cbg.com.gh or visit any of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. And on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Telecel, connecting Energy's latest film, your partner for life, in Lancaster University, the only British university campus in West Africa. Our focus is on this.
I believe that as Vice President, the policies I have championed or initiated have impacted the lives of virtually every Ghanaian. I have, with the full blessings and support of my boss, promised and delivered on many groundbreaking policies that are happening for the first time in our history.
This is a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not a man who is going to tell the Ghanaian people that you have short memory. That is not the kind of man we have here. That is not the type of man we have here. He's a man who has respect for the people of Ghana. This is not somebody who's going to say to the Ghanaian people when his policies have failed that I am not a magician. That is not the language of Mahamudu Bawumia. That is not the sort of person that he is.
So the NPP launched the party's 2024 manifesto yesterday. And this morning, as we go through some of the highlights, of course, it's released the highlights of its manifesto. What stood out for you? Do you believe these are the plans needed to transform this country, Ghana? Get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS. But stay with us right here on the Super Morning Show. There's a lot of talk about the private sector and how these plans are aimed at helping Ghanaian businesses. We'll hear from Ghanaian businesses, but we'll also get to hear from the NPP, and most importantly, hear from you right here on the Super Morning Show. But are you ready to be the next millionaire in town? Then the Telecel More Money promo is getting exciting. Join the lucky winners to win 30,000 Ghana cedis in the weekly draws, no matter where you are in the country. What are you waiting for? 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize is up for grabs, and it could be you. Simply reload your mobile using your Telecel cash wallet and be part of the daily and weekly draws where you could win up to 30,000 Ghana cedis every week. Purchase data or airtime using your Telecel cash wallet and double your chances. Making payments onto your fixed broadband also gives you a chance to be the next millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. To opt in for free, dial *500# or send WIN to 500 or visit the Telecel Play app. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. But picture this, you're lying in bed after a long day seeking comfort and relaxation, but instead you're met with a mattress that sags beneath you, a reminder of shortcuts and compromises, and you know your comfort and well-being should have never been compromised in the first place. Well, that's why we at Latest Foam prioritize quality above all else. Step into our showrooms and experience the difference for yourself. Our high-quality mattresses and furniture are crafted with your ultimate relaxation in mind. Picture yourself waking up refreshed, rejuvenated, and ready to take on the day. That's the Latest Foam promise. Invest in your well-being. Choose Latest Foam. Otherwise, shall you do yourself, Latest Foam is your partner for life. Visit us today and sleep better tonight. Call us on 0302-231155-262 or 0322008499 or visit us online, latestfoamghana.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages. And our friends from GCB Bank will be joining us. We're having a conversation about the GCB personal loan promotion, where you can get a loan of up to 700,000 in less than 24 hours. Stay with us.
Ghana fue, Telecel, the more money promo nabo.
Everybody likes money, but what do we like more than money? More money! Join the Telecel More Money promo and win money, more money, and even more money. Simply opt in for free and reload your mobile and broadband and be the lucky winner of the 1 million Ghana cedis grand prize. Also win cash prizes of up to 3 million Ghana cedis in the daily and weekly draws. Opt in for free by dialing *500# or send WIN to 500, or you can opt in on the Telecel Play app. The more you reload, the higher chances of winning in the Telecel More Money promo. Keep loading, win, and be a millionaire.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
Terms and conditions apply. This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Are you hoping to start university this October? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our 2024 intakes. Apply now for our foundation and undergraduate programs. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
Insurance Today is a public education service by Enterprise Insurance. Ensure you speak with your insurance broker or agent before making any insurance decisions.
Hello and welcome. I am Barbara Taylor. Just as we have different types of insurance policies, there are also a number of different types of insurance claims. Claims can be filed for property damage, bodily injury, travel, liability, loss of income, death of a loved one, etc. Now here are a few of the common types. With a home insurance claim, the policyholder is requesting settlement from the insurance company for losses or damage to the home. Such damage or loss may be due to fire, explosion, earthquake, theft, burglary including armed robbery, windstorm, flood, burst pipe, and many more. When you file a travel insurance claim, it's in order to be reimbursed for baggage loss or delay, medical expenses arising from an illness during your travels, bodily injury, hospitalization, etc. Under general insurance, there are coverages for diverse kinds of accidents, especially for businesses and corporate organizations. There is a wide range of claims that may be filed for business interruption, workers' compensation, equipment damage, loss of revenue, etc. We also have liability claims where someone has suffered injury or hurt on your property or due to your negligence. If you had the foresight to protect yourself against this kind of risk by having a liability coverage, your insurer will settle your claim for that liability incurred to save you from what could become a costly consequence of the incident. We would love to hear from you. Write to us at insuranceToday@myenterprisegroup.io or by WhatsApp at 0548 231149.
Enterprise, your advantage.
A bank that supports you, a bank that cares for you. Hand in hand, we stand with you. So lift your head up, big dreams are waiting. We'll walk with you wherever you go. Where all your dreams come alive, CBG will make you smile. We will rise with you. Your business will flourish. Your name will stand out.
You're still live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And I told you earlier that our friends from GCB Bank PLC were going to be joining us in studio to have a conversation about the personal loan promotion, where you can get up to 700,000 Ghana cedis. And I know that many of you are asking yourself, wow, is that possible? Well, that's a conversation we're about to have this morning, because we're joined by Sina Kamagati, who is Executive Head Retail Banking Department, GCB Bank, and Belinda Ofori-Jampo, who is Head Products and Promotions. Good morning. Thank you, all of you, for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
And I believe you're doing very well.
Very well.
So, let's get into it and, start off by finding out why GCB is rolling out this campaign, the personal loan promotion.
Well, let me say good morning to your listeners. And these days, you stream, and so your viewers will not be left out. We're doing this for our customers. And if you know, GCB, from when we were established to serve the national interest of Ghanaians sometime in 1953. And so as I speak, if we were a natural person, by now it would be 11 years after our retirement, and that's to say that we've been around for 71 years. And so what we are doing is to say thank you to our customers, and the best way we can do this in these times is to give them offers that would help them solve their problems. You would agree with me that the talk of most of us now is how we would pay for school fees come September when schools reopen. And more importantly, how we prepare towards Christmas. And so as a bank that thinks about its customers, as a bank that wants to delight the customers, we have put together this promo to say thank you to our customers, and the thank you is expressed in the terms, in the subsidized terms that we have put in here, and to more importantly, give back to the society. So this is a promotion that is ingrained in sustainability. And so we are saying to our customers that skip all the stress that you have and just run to GCB for your cash. And that's why we have tagged this whole promo, skip the stress and then get the cash.
Skip the stress and get the cash. Talking about skipping the stress and getting the cash, tell us what's unique about your personal loan offer.
Okay, so the unique proposition you have here is, first of all, you are going to get up to 700,000 Ghana cedis, and you have a period of 5 years to pay off. And these 5 years, you have your own options. You choose to do 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but up to 5 years. On top of that, we are giving you a reduced fixed interest rate of 22%. And you can read my lips, 22%. Fixed over the 5 year period, or whichever period you take it. Most importantly, we are telling our customers that when you take the loan, we don't want you to rush into servicing immediately. And so we are giving you a 1 month moratorium. That is to say that repayment holiday for the 1 month. And so you choose to say that, look, I want to pay immediately, but we have availed to you a 1 month moratorium. On top of this gets delivered in 24 hours.
Wow.
It gets delivered in 24 hours. And the 24 hours we are talking is actually within the banking hours. So if you walked in 8 in the morning and you supplied all your documents, by the time it's 4 p.m., you could actually get your loan disbursed into your account.
Wow.
So that's what we are giving our customers. And you can only get this from GCB, your bank for life.
Look, I'm sure people were asking themselves, I beg, what are the specific criteria for participation? What do I need to meet?
So Belinda will take that.
Okay. Thank you very much, and good morning to your listeners and your viewers as well. All right. So for you as a salary account holder or salary account earner, all that you need is to be interested. That is key. And then also you should have very good credit history to be able to qualify for that. When you look at the north, east, west, and south, GCB branch is anywhere and everywhere. And then our staff are all over, bringing banking to the doorsteps of our customers. So you can always reach out to GCB, you can always call us, and then we can get to you, we can start the conversation. Yeah. And
Now,
then
yes, go ahead.
to add to what Sina said, in terms of the interest rate, it is also calculated on reducing balance method. We use the reducing balance method to do the calculation. So effectively, when you take the facility, you realize that you get it, if it's 20, I mean, it is 22%, you get it at 13.1% at the end of the year. So if you take a loan for, let's say, 10,000 cedis for 5 years, at the end of year one, you pay interest of just about 1,310. And that's translating to 13.1% effectively, because we use the reducing balance method in calculating the interest. On top of that, we are considering our customers, and you realize that when you take a facility, in case there's an unforeseen circumstance, I mean, we want to give comfort to you as the borrower and your family members. So we have this credit life, which is against retrenchment, against temporary and then permanent disability. It's against critical illness and against death. So the outstanding loan amount would be taken care of. So those are some of the things.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Now, you talked about salaried workers. Is it all salary workers or certain group or category of them?
All salary workers. So all you need is to open an account with GCB Bank, and we can start the conversation.
Must your first salary go through?
Yes, your first salary would have to come.
You would expect your first salary to go through the account.
Yes.
And then once that happens, you qualify.
You qualify.
You've talked about the maximum amount we can, have. So up to 700,000. Is there a minimum loan amount that can be applied for under this promotion?
Yeah.
So the whole promotion is based on what we call your debt service ratio, and so we don't want you to go above 40% of your disposable income, and so the calculations are always based on that one. I mean, we could give as low as 500 Ghana cedis if that's what your debt service ratio would accommodate. And so that is it. But let me say also that what is exciting about this whole promo is that we are telling you that there's a lot of stress. And so whether you are a GCB customer or you bank with another bank, this is an opportunity for you to switch your way to happiness, because this is unthinkable. Today, if you go to Bank of Ghana, you would see that even 91-day treasury bill is trending above 25%. And so if we are giving you a facility below the 91-day treasury bill, and that facility is fixed, it can't get better than this. And so, like I said, this is GCB's way of saying thank you to all salaried workers who have held this economy. And so whether you are a customer or not, we are asking you to run to the nearest GCB branch. And the most important thing is that our sales team are all over. You don't even need to walk into our banking halls. You can call our toll-free line 0800-422-422, and the next moment a salesperson would reach out to you and facilitate the loan process. It is as easy as you just making your intention to get a loan.
Wow. Now let's talk about the 1 month moratorium that you talked about, the 1 month repayment moratorium. Can you elaborate it and tell us how it benefits the customer?
So let's take, for instance, next month is September, and so you take a loan of 10,000. In the month, you have to pay fees, you have to buy books and all that, and so there will be some stress on you. And so we are telling you that if we give you the loan and you have to pay your first repayment amount of 600, learn your ways into paying your loans. And so for the first month, that 600, we are more or less giving it back to you to cushion yourself. Then in your second month, you start paying. This is to prepare you, because if you took the loan, for instance, let's say 15th of the month, by the next month, 15th, your salary will be on its way coming. We don't want you to stress, and that's the reason we are saying you should skip the stress. So once you have skipped the stress, you stay, you freeze out on the first month, and then the next month you start paying. And so that's a goodie on top of a bigger goodie.
Great. But is there an opportunity for, say, top up? And how does that work or apply?
Okay, so on the top up, what we are saying is that we have some customers who have already contracted loans with us at higher rates. And so we will not leave you out because you have been with the bank. If you have serviced your loan for more than a year, or you have serviced 25% of the facility amount, whichever comes first, we'll give you the opportunity to come take a new loan, pay off what you have taken at the higher rate, and then you start serving this. This is also another way to relieve the stress and to cushion our customers who have already taken facilities. We are not leaving anybody out of this goodie.
Okay. How about those who have facilities with other financial institutions?
So that is where the catch is. You may have a facility with another financial institution that is stressing you. We don't want Ghanaians to stress out. That's why we are saying they should skip it. And so the best thing for you in this time is to switch to GCB. All you need to do is to open an account with GCB. You open the account and then you declare your intention. Once your salary comes through 1 month, bingo, you are on your way to getting your stress off you. We can actually buy off your loans that you have with other banks that are killing you, and then give you take you out of stress. And that's what is exciting about it. This whole promo is for Ghanaians, and it's our way of saying thank you to our Ghanaians. They should skip every stress on their way and just walk to the bank for life.
I like that. The fact that they should skip every stress. And for those of us who have accounts at GCB, we can tell you that when you even get to talk to their relationship managers, they're the best. Some of us who know Reginald at, I think, High Street. Yes, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic man. And so we know when you say we should skip the stress, we'll skip the stress and get the cash. After all, it's 22%.
Definitely. Yes. And it's fixed.
It's fixed. In these times, it's good.
Sure.
Because you don't know what will happen tomorrow when it comes to policy rate. Anyway, any special message to listeners and why they should go for this service?
Okay, so first of all, we want our listeners to know that we acknowledge the business they have done with us over the years, and that there is nobody in Ghana who hasn't touched GCB one way or the other. No matter what, you would have touched GCB. And so we are saying thank you to all of you, and particularly to all our customers, that under no circumstance would GCB call you on phone and say that we are requesting you to provide your Ghana card and we will connect it into your account. GCB will not request for information we have. These days, because of social engineers, what they do is that they are smart people into getting their confidential data, and before you realize, they take money out of them, or they get their card details and do transactions. And so from a cybersecurity point of view, we are telling our customers that GCB never would call you on phone and request for information or data on you, because we have all that. And so if you are faced with this, you can reach out to us on our WhatsApp number 0202 422 422, and we immediately step in and block your account. And so thank you very much to your listeners who are by now making the most important decision of switching, and to ease the stress, tell them not to rush into any bank. They should just call 0800 422 422, and a salesperson will get them wherever in Ghana they are. Thank you.
And so they should skip the stress
and come get the cash.
And they should come get the cash. Thank you very, very much, Sina Kamagati, who is Executive Head, Retail Banking Department, GCB Bank, and Belindo Furijampo, who's Head, Products and Promotions. Folks, you know what to do. Skip the stress. Get the cash. That's the most important thing. We'll be right back.
Cool your buildings comfortably with very low energy consumption. The amazing part is the air conditioners are built with the latest German technologies that give you 80% savings on energy consumption compared to traditional air conditioners. Build Freeze come with a 6-year warranty and free after-sale servicing for a year. Please call us for purchases on 053 1100 915 053 1100 915. Build Freeze, superior cooling with lower energy.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Call 0302 200 390 or 0596 928 33 today and live a bill-free life. Bills Microcredit is licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castnet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Gasaba, gasaba. Smoke from firewood and charcoal is harmful and as damaging to our lungs as cigarettes. It can cause heart diseases leading to stroke and may even affect our eyesight in the long run. Grandmothers, mothers, sisters, wives, men, caterers, and everyone still cooking with charcoal, let's switch to LPG gas. The National Petroleum Authority has introduced the cylinder recirculation model in collaboration with local partners to make gas more accessible in all local communities. Whether you own a cylinder or not, join our CRM initiative. Simply show up at any exchange point near you with a small down payment to receive a filled cylinder or swap your empty one. Regular safety checks will be in place. Say ebisa musemo or gas. Afeidie gasaba, gasaba. Switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a better and healthier life. This message is brought to you by the National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy.
Confidence matters in insurance. Confidence has doubled. The game changer of insurance is now here in Ghana. Sanlam and Allianz have joined forces to create an unstoppable force. Sanlam Allianz.
That's right. This partnership will give customers 238 years of combined experience, making Sanlam Allianz a titan of insurance in Ghana and Africa. Sanlam Allianz is here to give you the personalized service you deserve and more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a true definition of confidence. Visit www.gh.sanlamalliance.com. Sanlam Allianz. Live with confidence because you have confidence in us.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat? I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
Oh yo 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 yo.
It's Joe made it.
Me eating I see me penny pa. The casan so I see me eat it. Kwekwa nonsense, madam pa de come home sim. Abra me nyame kakra me di frase. Me minima when I'm a dance grass. Life is a wild carnival. Mama me ni many be why I na kemotion. Ekitamina wini bi me pa.
champion man.
You believe this is the song of the moment?
The song is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Compared to Paluta.
Oh, you go and check. It's everywhere now. This is the song. It has taken over.
Winston.
Yes. For now, it has taken over. Everyone is playing the song.
The only person endorsing this claim is Obete. Obete is
conflicted. Oh no, it's everywhere. I mean, people are singing, oh, Shatawale. This is a big banger. Anyway, let's talk about the latest filler in town, because come close to your radio now for the gist of the year. Now, did you know that your energy-giving, great-tasting Lucozade has a new look? Whether you're out and about in the office or in school or even in a trotro, and you need to restore your energy, look out for the new, now sleeker, slimmer Lucozade Original 330 ml can with the same energy that you've known for years. Now, you can go about your day with even more swag as you drink Lucozade from your new sleek can. So go ahead, grab your Lucozade sleek can and discover the same unbeatable energy with every sip. Lucozade, restore your energy, and this is FDA approved.
In today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your company's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tax and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. Please feel free to reach out to us on 0501 515 124 or 0539 135 073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we are providing to you. Always #here for you.
So, conferencing doesn't have to be the same boring routine, and so the location for your next conference can both be result-centered and relaxing. Aqua Safari Resort gives you the best of both worlds and more. Now, let them take the stress out of the process, so call them now on 0540 110190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of.
Now, nominations are open for the 8th edition of the prestigious Ghana Energy Awards until August 30th. Under the theme, the role of local content in building Ghana's energy sector. Categories for this year include the Energy Personality of the Year, CEO of the Year, Visionary Leadership Award, Local Content Legacy Achievement Award, and Energy Company of the Year, Local Content Leadership Impact Award, Energy Think Tank of the Year, Rising Star. There's also the Energy Report of the Year, and many, many more. GhanaEnergyAwards.com is where you visit to nominate today. The Ghana Energy Awards is endorsed by the Ministry of Energy and the World Energy Council Ghana. Validation is that by Forvis Mazars Ghana. It's yet another edition, grand in its nature, of the most coveted awards platform for Ghana's energy sector. For sponsorship or inquiries, please call 0303 940 300. Ghana Energy Awards, 8 years of redefining excellence.
So the new order of retirement is here now. You can retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. Yes. Simply invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. It's that easy. And the best part is you get to enjoy salary increase. It was 16% in 2023, 2024. Call Old Mutual on 0504 534 333 or visit oldmutual.com.gh or simply dial *789*01# to request a call. Obrapa Ahotonkwa. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Now, are you speccing that old car or you're doing a makeover that's in the home, relaxing at the beach, in a getaway? Use your ABSA card 10 times or more in a month and you could be a lucky winner of the ABSA Change Your Story promotion. And extra entries by using our digital channels 5 times or more. From now until the end of October, 5 lucky winners will take away 40,000 Ghana cedis each every month to change their stories. For more information, visit an ABSA branch today. This promotion is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Indeed, your story matters. ABSA. Terms and conditions apply.
So let's get into the conversation now. And yesterday, the NPP launched its 2024 manifesto in Takrady. And here are highlights of the manifesto launch.
We will institute an electoral area share of the common fund for assembly members to facilitate development at the electoral area levels. And we will engage Parliament and other stakeholders, including political parties, to review the 1992 Constitution to achieve effective national development. We will also commence the development of the much talked about by us in our last manifesto, the development of the Cape Coast Airport, for which funding has been secured under the Korean $2 billion facility, which we will serve both the central and the western regions. In collaboration with the private sector, we will also build an airport in the Upper East region. I want to build a credit system for Ghana. In the advanced economy, workers are able to easily access credit to purchase items such as televisions, cars, mobile phones, and houses. They are able to do so because the credit system over there works, and it is supported by individualized credit scoring by the credit rating agents. As we have started with lithium, we need a new paradigm in a natural resource contract that sees more of the benefit accruing to Ghana. True to our philosophy, I believe the private sector has the capacity to provide jobs and create wealth for society. My administration will therefore incentivize and empower the private sector to do more in complementing government in the provision and management of many infrastructures and other public services. This manifesto that we are launching lays out our comprehensive plan to take Ghana to the next level of growth, prosperity, under a selfless leader with bold solutions for jobs and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, my vision, as I have stated, is to create a tent big enough to accommodate every Ghanaian, to tap into the resourcefulness and talents of our people, irrespective of our different ethnic, political, and religious backgrounds, to channel our energies into building the kind of country that assures food sufficiency, safe, prosperous, and dignified future for all Ghanaians, to create sustainable jobs with meaningful pay for all, and for Ghana to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution using systems and data. From my interactions with the people, the three top major concerns of Ghanaians are the cost of living, jobs, and roads. The 2024 manifesto of the new patriotic party prioritizes what you, the Ghanaian people, say are your priority. The manifesto lays out a clear path of how we plan to solve these major problems, among others. That is why my government will make business and jobs our #1 priority. Area of public infrastructure, we will, to reiterate, partner the private sector to finance, build, and rent or lease to own to government public infrastructure, including schools, housing, water, and roads, as well as equipment. My view is that corruption operates in darkness, and we need to deal with it through openness and transparency, and through digitalization. Our approach so far has been to deal with corruption after it occurs. My approach to deal with corruption before it occurs. Digitalization is the vehicle.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Exhibition of the register.
Attention Ghana! The Electoral Commission will from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024 display the voters register across all polling stations throughout the country between the hours of 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. each day. This is your chance to verify your personal details, confirm your polling station, ensure no unqualified persons are on the register, and remove names of deceased individuals by providing death certificates, burial permits, and obituary notices as proof of death. Registered voters must appear in person with their ID cards or registration slips. You can also check your details by dialing *711*51#. Objections to names on the register can be made on the grounds that the person is a minor, foreigner, not of a sound mind, impersonating another person, or not residing in the area where he or she registered. Applicants have the opportunity to object to the inclusion of their names on the exception or multiple registration lists. Remember, the exhibition of the voters register will start from Tuesday 20th August to Tuesday 27th August 2024. The register will be displayed at all polling stations across the country from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Your vote is your future.
So go and check your name.
The luckiest.
*712#.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah.
Here's to the friends who dialed *712# and found no regrets. To the investors who struck gold. To the health workers who diagnosed luck with precision. To the tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. To the passionate fan who couldn't contain his joy. To the seamstress who turned her hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, here's to you. Your next big win is right here.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone.
Dial *712#. Now join in the luckiest winning celebration. Every 1st July 2024. Over dial *712#. Now I can to tickets as a group, individual, and now even as a community. Now win is the car prizes are in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with *712#. Now join in the winning streak now.
The luckiest.
*712#.
Luck is everywhere. For everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Hey, Bosu. Long time.
Yeah.
Hey, go and say mu yen yo mu. Before na land in mu bi wa. Oh, Go Super XP. Tregu Gold Station bebre mu Bosu. Oh, fantastic. Super XP. Quality. Super. Go Super XP. Bosu, will be feel. I like that.
Goil Super XP, quality fuel that brings you choice and takes you further. Ideal for most vehicles and fortified with special additives to help your engine perform better and consume less. It's available in many Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP, woo feel ya, ha? Woo be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is James. Leave a message.
James, the game's about to start and everybody's here. Salah's got the meat going, Erling's got the cold ones, Saka's chilling. Where are you, man?
All your best football friends are waiting for you to join them for the Premier League. From 10 August to 10 November, you can get GoTV Super Plus now for the discounted price of 265 cedis to enjoy all 380 games of the Premier League live. Don't wait. Upgrade today. GoTV. Love it. T's and C's apply.
Confidence matters in insurance. Confidence has doubled. The game changer of insurance is now here in Ghana. Sanlam and Allianz have joined forces to create an unstoppable force. Sanlam Allianz.
That's right. This partnership will give customers 238 years of combined experience, making Sanlam Allianz a titan of insurance in Ghana and Africa. Sanlam Allianz is here to give you the personalized service you deserve and more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a true definition of confidence. Visit www.gh.sanlamalliance.com. Sanlam Allianz. Live with confidence because you have confidence in us.
Super Morning Show.
All right, this is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And this morning we're having a conversation about the NPP 2024 manifesto. We're joined on the phone by Franklin Cudjoe, who is founding president and CEO of Imani Africa. Very soon we'll be joined by vice chairman of the NPP's manifesto committee, Cudjoe Oponkrum. But first, let's start with Franklin Cudjoe. Franklin, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure to listening to your voice. Good morning, Winston and Raymond.
Good morning. Great, Franklin. So let's start off with your general impressions, general assessment. So this is supposed to be the bold solutions for a bold future, for a brighter future, where Dr. Bawumia says he means business. This is supposed to be the manifesto that will transform this country, with the NPP saying they've been able to restore the economy, they've turned the corner. But do you see the programs and policies as the programs and policies that will help transform this country? Are these the programs and policies needed at this time?
Well, first of all, it was good to hear, at least for the first time. Can you hear me well? I think there's a break in the line.
I can hear you. We can hear you clearly.
All right. Okay. So, first of all, it was great to hear the Vice President, now flag bearer and leader of the ruling party, acknowledging the fact that there were headstorms, great whirlwinds, which affected more or less threw them off course. I was hoping to actually hear, of course, I didn't expect that, to hear that about 60 to 70% of the economic decadence was actually due to their own fault. But anyway, let's leave that for now. I think it is important to make the point that the Vice President himself admits that, look, after going throughout the country, he realized that jobs, the cost of living, excruciating cost of living, and then roads, well, I'm sure you meant infrastructure generally, are the topmost of priorities, at the top on the priority list of everybody. So the question now you asked is, how do the interventions he proposed actually meet these needs, these critical needs? Well, I think I'll take it from the first of all, from the private sector intervention, I see the need, or the should I call it the direction to create jobs as it is, and then probably embedding the private sector, which it is right now. But I don't hear specifics. I mean, it's a bit difficult to understand, for instance, with the say flag tax. What level, what rate of flag tax? Flag tax is a great idea, by the way. I mean, as a libertarian, I'm happy. I'm a supreme marketer. I'm actually happy to hear flag tax because I think it works in other jurisdictions. And by the way, it's not the first time it's happened in Ghana. I think I need to say that. I remember my good friend, the former finance minister who died under Kupo. There was a flag tax, yes, introduced for businesses whose threshold were about 100,000 Ghana cedis at the time, or 10,000 Ghana cedis at the time. And I remember the genesis of that conversation because, the genesis of that promise. We were in the car together when we reached that conversation and the idea. So it's not the first time. I just want to put that across. But the flag tax is a beautiful thing. And we needed to hear exactly what the percentages will look like. Because you're not now going to tell us that let's wait for details. We don't have that time. I mean, after 7 and 8 years at the helm, there should be certain specifics. Okay. So we need to know what the percentages. And if you want to do differential taxation, because that's the way it works. For businesses, individuals, and what have you, we needed to know, especially because they predicated all this particular important promise on the back of a tax amnesty. If you don't have enough money, it's always difficult to, what should I call it, rake in revenue. I mean, we know that challenge. We are doing currently 13% instead of 14. We almost got 14. We could have gotten 15 if the PGC was still board chairman of the GRA, because I know the metrics they were using. They were not relying on the target the Ministry of Finance sets. They actually go beyond what the government sets, so they do it beyond the GDP. So that's the way it should be. In any case, the point I'm making is that, especially now that you are proposing a flat tax revolution, it's a beautiful thing. We should have worked the maths right now so that we know that if it is 20%, given the numbers we have, they're going to get this. Especially when you're extending it to, for instance, spare parts dealers, that segmentation is useful. So it means we must have done the work. So we needed to hear that. The other point that also makes it interesting to read concerning the private sector intervention is the collaboration.
Well, unfortunately, we've lost Franklin Kudjo. We'll try and raise Franklin Kudjo again. But we're also joined on phone by a Member of Parliament for Fuasia Yerebi and Minister of Works and Housing and Vice Chairperson of the 2024 NPP Manifesto Committee, Kudjo Opon-Nkrumah. Good morning, Kudjo. Thank you very much for joining us.
Morning, Winston. How are you?
We're doing very well, and we're glad that you made time to join us. Please hold on for us. We'll just get thoughts from Franklin Kudjo, and then we'll get back to you to know and ask the specific questions when it comes to your manifesto, because people are asking questions about clarity.
That's fine.
Do we have Franklin back on the line now? Okay. Yes, Franklin, you're making a point.
I'm sorry, the line.
Yes,
dropped.
You're making a point. Yes, go ahead.
Well, thank you. So I was making the point that the other point that gladdens my heart really has to do with the collaboration with the private sector to undertake infrastructure projects. It's a no-brainer. We should be doing that by now. I mean, the Agenda 111 should have been 70% led by the private sector, maybe 30% by the the public sector. Given the model we have right now, you see the UGMC, beautiful thing that Mahama helped complete. So it's important that we have that type of arrangement, but we need to know what the percentages are. It's not enough to say we'll do a collaboration, especially because of chronic capitalist arrangements that we have in this town. We all know what happens when the government wants to say they want to outsource. There's something else he said, which I'll come to on the issue of outsourcing government work to private companies for leasing purposes. Well, someone who has studied procurement contracts, over 1,000 procurement contracts, I know perfectly how these things work. But let's not throw the baby with the bathwater. The point I'm making is that it is important to know what level, what percentage. Because we already have a PPP arrangement. There are rules and laws regarding PPP. The reason why it's not worked well is because of chronic capitalist arrangement. That has stopped most of the private sector participation projects, be it PDS, be it all those scandals you've seen, the DAPA and all those kinds of things. Those are perfect chronic capitalist creations. So we don't want to hear that. We want to know exactly how you do it transparently and all of that. Back down to this is the issue of procurement, which is one of the biggest problems. In fact, it's the source of grand theft and corruption in this country. Procurement. You and I, we all know that, right? Now, I think he makes a point that because he wants to fight procurement, he probably has a two-front agenda. One, to ensure that a lot of whatever is needed in the country is first procured if there's availability in the country before we move on to somewhere else. Beautiful idea. There's nothing wrong with that. What we don't want is to have political credit at the same time getting into that space and making a mess of it. Look at school feeding. We all saw those problems. The second point related to this has to do with the fact that the procurement economy, I don't think can only be solved by trying to lease government services. What we do need is a deconcentration of government, or downsizing of government heavily. The government does not actually have to do most of the stuff that they do anyway. I mean, the private sector should be encouraged, enabled through a transparent process to undertake most of the things that the public sector will undertake. Look at road tolls. There was no need to take the road tolls away, but anyway, it happened. So if the roads will be constructed, I don't see why 70% or 80% of that should not be done by private people, including you and myself. If we band together, go and put in a bid, construct road from Howard to Lulubi Kumasi, and then toll it maybe at 20 pesos per car or something like that. We could do all those kinds of things. And I think that's the way a center-right party like the NPP, well, they are not a center-right party these days. They are something else. They are diluted. I don't know whether sometimes they are socialist or sometimes even communist. But anyway, we expect that a center-right party would actually pay fidelity, homage to these very basic principles of what the ideals are. And I think that on the question of the private sector, he has all the markings on the wall. Exactly what is left now is how you translate that into real achievable targets. Of course, you need to give us targets. What's the percentage?
So, Franklin, just hold on the line. Just hold on the line for me, because you're talking about the how, and you've asked questions. You say, I mean, flat rate. What percentage are we looking at? You've talked about PPP. How are we looking at that? What will be involved? Fortunately, we have the vice chairman of the manifesto committee and member of parliament for Francia Yerebi, who's also the Minister of Works and Housing, Kojo Oponkroma, joining us. So, Kojo, thank you once again. Let's get straight to it. The question is how. So, we're going to do this. We're going to, collaborate with the private sector to build roads, infrastructures, which would include schools, and rather it could be, a rent, or it could be a lease. It could be, a rent to own. The question is, how do you intend to do these things? What has been the analysis that went into this? And for instance, when you say you're building a school that government could rent or lease, what are the financial arrangements? How is that a better option than government building is? These are the questions people are asking, and they want answers to, Kojo.
No, I think they are fair questions. First, let me say good morning to you, to Franklin, and to your listeners. So I reckon you are starting off on this PPP program that Dr. Bawumia has proposed as part of our manifesto. The first thing is that we've done an analysis of the fiscal framework, and we desire to cut about 3% of GDP off expenditure. This is mostly in infrastructure and in some goods and services. Because, when you look at the Ghanaian budget, the expenditure side, goods and services, item 1, you are servicing debt, you are doing statutory funds, then you are doing goods and services and capex. Out of that, we're of the view that some 3% of GDP, which amounts to about 30 billion Ghana cedis, because you are looking at a GDP of 1 trillion cedis, can be cut out and should be cut out. If we do that, it reduces our revenue requirements and our financing requirements. Remember that he's already mentioned how to tighten the financing requirements as part of the improved fiscal framework. So the first answer is that we are looking to move about 3% of GDP from the expenditure tables and move them into opportunities for the private sector. The second thing is that we have identified what kind of expenditure we are talking about, mostly infrastructure related, and then some goods and services. Now, specifically, what we seek to do is that if you take the infrastructure budget, there are things that you could, rather than put on the government expenditure, some things like roads, some things like some school expenditure, not the entire school, some school expenditure, like investment in some infrastructure, investment in things like vehicles. The listing we've done, which comes to about 3% of GDP, tells us that we can move them from being expenses on the government tables into opportunities for the private sector. So if you take today, for example, you see road construction on all the major corridors outside Accra, on the Cape Coast stretch to the west, on the Achimota stretch to the north through Nsaom, on the Tema stretch going to the east when you go past, the Tema motorway and even the Tema motorway itself. A lot of these things are being done by either grants or by actual government expenses. We want to begin to alter that and to be able to give concessions on major road networks to the private sector, for the private sector to do the design and the financing and then the collection of road tolls to pay back over a period. Okay. One of the lessons we learned was in Kenya, I think, where now on the new expressway, they have, through PPP financing, been able to build, expressways above some of the traditional roads in Kenya. And you pay the tolls which go to the entities that were responsible for financing it. And by doing that, they've been able to avoid using government expenditure to do this and rather have the private sector crowded in to do this and take their money over a period. What you need to do is to regulate this concession in such a way that profiteering is kept and that the charges are not so high that they become a disincentive for people to use. Take something like buses. About 700 senior high schools, when we looked at the numbers. If you are changing buses and pickups for these senior high schools, let's say every 3 or 4 years, that's a lot of money per year. Now, if you're able to crowd in the private sector, so the program is to crowd in the private sector to say that government is not going to be buying school buses anymore so that some get and some don't get and we are waiting for money to pay. No, we're going to invite private sector bids, spread it over a period, and now have the private sector supply at a go these about 700 buses or pickups to these schools. And then over a period, the government budget is used to amortize that payment in sort of a lease arrangement. So what we've done is to map out about 3% of GDP, mostly infrastructure, and then some government goods and services where we believe that the private sector can be invited to provide it and get paid over a period. It will free up a bit more space on the government expenditure tables, which will reduce our revenue requirements in some cases, and it will also create more bankable projects for the private sector directly to do these projects as concessions and get their money. And at the same time, finally, it will help in the finance sector because they can also now have bankable projects that they can raise money with corresponding banks and finance. That's the analysis we've done.
So since you talk about 30 billion, you talk about freeing some 3% of GDP, 30 billion by way of value. I just want you to tell us, so over what period, for instance, and these specific periods, when you do the financial analysis, is why you think it is better for the private sector to do that and not government. Share these analyses with us.
Okay, so first, different projects have different payback periods. The payback period that you need to recoup investment made, let's say, in a bus. If you look at the useful life of a bus for a senior high school, it's shorter than the payback period for a highway. So different projects have different payback periods. So through the PPP Act that has been passed already, and by the way, part of the commitment is to amend that Act because there are issues with the Act that don't make it efficient and quick for projects to be signed off and approved. Using this PPP Act, you are then able to take specific projects over their useful lives and then get the payback period structured within those periods. That's the first point. The second point is that, as I've mentioned, you are looking to do regulation of these projects. Regulation in the sense that, in terms of the pricing, the risk is if you don't price well, so that the private sector operator is not able to recoup his money. There are those that government will pay back over a period. There are those that the market will pay back over a period. So if you look at some of the goods and services in particular, the goods and services dimension, those ones, government will pay back a good chunk of it over a period. And then there are the capital expenditure items, some of which the market will pay. So if you do roads, for example, you expect road users who are paying tolls to pay over a period, like it's been done in Kenya, like the Easy Pass in America. You expect them to pay over a period. And then there are those that government will directly pay. So, for example, hostel infrastructure, dormitory infrastructure, which we are expecting as part of this 3% of GDP to get the private sector to come and participate in. Government will pay back over a period, over the useful life of that period. So if the private sector built a dormitory block for us, let's say on a particular school campus, the useful life of that building is about 30, 40 years. Government will spread the payment over a period that allows the private sector person to cash out and exit without government having to front load that entire project into 1 year budget. So, for example, if government was spending 20 million cedis on this building, and government was required to pay this 20 million cedis over a 2-year period, which was 10 million cedis each, government can now, through this PPP arrangement, pay over a 10-year period and end up paying 2 million cedis each, thereby freeing about 8 million cedis residual fiscal space in the national budget. And the private sector operator, having put his 20 million cedis in this project, of course, profit allowing, will also get his payback over this 10-year period, including his cost and his profit.
And talking about profit allowing and including his cost and profit, so over the 10-year period that you talk about, if government had done it in 2 years, 10 million, 10 million, over a 10-year period, 2 million you say, but also factoring the profits of the private person, he certainly would not take 2 million every year. He would take more.
Absolutely.
So what I want to know, so over that period, do we know, for instance, that when it comes to, say, schools, this is what we intend to do? We did the time value of money analysis and realized that it is better to do it this way instead of government front paying it. These are questions Ghanaians are asking.
And again, as I mentioned, they are legitimate questions. So, for example, the modeling we have done tells us that first, there's a cost of the project. So let's say the project is 20 million cedis today. Then there's cost of financing. And under the model we've developed, we require the private developer. It's something that is already in the PPP framework that exists today. And also in our model, it exists. We require the private developer to provide full transparency on the cost of financing. So who is financing you? Is it Absa Bank, is it EcoBank, or who? So the cost of financing, in addition to this 20 million, is transparent, and then we know it. Number 3, the third layer on it is the margin. The margin in the current PPP framework, how to agree on margins is already laid out. So today, if you go to Finance Ministry and you have a PPP project, there's a formula for how to calculate margins that make sense depending on the type of project. So what we have said is that if your cost is 20 million, we know the cost of financing, we know the margin that is allowable for the PPP project. That allows us to know the payment structure for the useful life of the project. So is it a 4-year, 5-year project for a bus? Is it a 10-year project to pay for the cost of a dormitory, after which that property then reverts to government as property. The structure already exists, and it is within this framework that our model brings us to about 3% of GDP. In fact, the initial conversations were up to about 5% of GDP, but the further, may I say, due diligence is what now brought us to the point that the lower the better. So about 3% of GDP, coming to about 30 billion Ghana cedis of projects that would otherwise be sitting in the budget, because we've received all the requests from ministries, departments, and agencies in preparing the budget. We know the part that is cut out because we can't fund, and we know what we take on that we fund that we don't succeed in releasing money for because we don't have the money. That is what brings us to this 3%, and the payment is on these three thresholds: the cost of financing, and then the margin analysis.
Great. So, in effect, if I get you clearly, what you're saying is that in partnering with the private sector, they would construct these projects. Government would defer payment, the full payment, spread it over a number of years, and will pay the profit margins that these people, private entities would agree with government over the lifespan of the period.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Franklin, could you just ask the other question? Flat rate of what percentage?
You want me to answer now?
Yes.
Okay. So when it comes to our tax proposals, you will notice that we have also stayed away from putting some specific numbers on the table now. The reality is that we are still in a fiscal year that is ongoing. We haven't planned the 2024 budget, or we haven't announced, rather, the 2025 budget. So you don't want to throw out some numbers currently. For example, I'll give you an example. When we talk of amnesty, you notice that we deliberately don't mention the period of that amnesty, because you could then having people trying to be, counterproductive and trying to work to ease the policies we are introducing. And it is because tax is a matter that people would ordinarily even want to avoid, as against those who want to evade. And so as a matter of principle, we haven't put a lot of those ones out there. But I want to explain the structure of the program. So when we say flat rate, the flat rate is operating in three areas. Number one is when it comes to duties. What Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is proposing and is committing to is that if he is the one determining economic policy fully as President of the Republic of Ghana, import duties are going to be cedi-based and on a flat rate. And this is what it means. If you are bringing in, let's say, a container of spare parts, there should be predictability for you to know that a container of spare parts, for example, is 50,000 Ghana cedis. If you're bringing in a container of, let's say, pharmaceutical products, there should be predictability in knowing that this container of pharmaceutical products is 35,000 Ghana cedis. That is a significant shift from the current dollar-based CIF system that literally changes by the week or by the month and brings a lot of unpredictability. So the first part of our flat rate program is at the ports, cedi-based and flat rate to allow predictability. That is not to say we want to turn this economy into an import economy, because you'll notice that further down in the manifesto, we explain what we call the Buy Ghana First policy, which if I have some time, I'll speak to. Number two is VAT. We concede that VAT today, based on how it is structured, is now introduced multiple cascading layers. And what Dr. Bawumia is saying is that if he is in charge, he's going to merge all of those levies that you see on the import duty card. He's going to merge them into a single levy so that there's no cascading effect. And he's also now going to allow the in and out calculation of VAT so that you can then have your VAT output deducted from the VAT input. So in addition to the duties argument, the flat rate also affects the VAT compensation. And then number three, he explains that we will want to introduce a flat rate like what is done in Estonia. So the first question is, what is done in Estonia? Estonia has a 20% flat rate for income tax. And what it does is that the amalgamated picture allows those who are earning very high not to have this cascading level that your first 1,000 is this and your second 3,000 is this and your next 2,000 is this, but to have one flat rate. I think currently what they are doing is 20%, which allows a lot of predictability from the lowest earner to the highest earner, and brings about what we believe is some more equity in the tax administration system. Now, we haven't put out the rate yet, as I mentioned, because tax is a matter that ordinarily people want to even do tax avoidance, as others also try to do tax evasion. So the rate is what we haven't put out. But the structure, I think we have explained.
Yeah, but somebody would say, if you haven't put the rate out, isn't the rate what will convince us that indeed, if you're voted into office, our lives could be better? So why don't you put the rate out? Let's have a conversation and then decide that this is a rate I want to work with, and so I buy your policy. Instead of just telling me we're going for a flat rate. And then if you come into office, you put out something that may not inure to my benefit.
It's a fair question, and let me answer that question. So when it comes to income tax, today we have an income tax rule. You will find that ordinarily nobody is starting off by telling you that when I come, I'm going to put the income rate at this level. The conversation today is about the structure for income tax. So like the duties, like the VAT, because all along as we go through the conversations, nobody is talking about the rate of taxation for VAT or for duties or for income tax. What we are talking about is the structure we are going to use to bring ease and predictability and convenience. We are clear in our mind that if we want to reduce the cost of living, if we want to ease doing business, we don't intend to bring about a rate that will end up making you worse off. But what we are seeking to do is to relitigate the structure. And that is why, for example, the import duties part, I've explained to you, CD-based. I've also explained to you the structure. And in fact, the candidate also mentioned that he'll give you a guess. It will not be higher than Togo, though he hasn't put the rate out. And in fact, if you look across all the conversations, because the 2025 fiscal program is yet to be put in place, nobody's put out the rate for that. If you take VAT, even when we are saying that we're going to simplify by making it a single levy and making it input and output deductible, we are not putting the rate out. And it's not just that. Nobody's doing that. Again, because you haven't done the 2025 fiscal program. If you take income tax, where we are talking about, we are saying we want to shift from the current multi-tiered income tax structure into a flat rate. And our suggestion to you, what we are saying to you, that it's not going to make you worse off. The rate is not going to make you worse off. But like other tax matters, that's why we're saying that we haven't put out the rate today, just like nobody's putting out the rate today.
Well, I'll get back to Franklin Kujo shortly, and but Kujo, you've talked about, let's look at income tax. We have a progressive, structure.
Yeah.
Now, for those who earn little, they pay, the tax is little. Mm-hmm. Those who earn more get to pay more. The belief is that those who don't earn much don't pay much so they can have more income. And those who earn much, even if they have to pay much, it wouldn't impact them. If you go for a flat rate, wouldn't, and I mean, you've talked about the Estonian example, for purposes of analysis, let's say 20%. If we go for a 20% in Ghana, for those who don't earn much, if they have to pay that, wouldn't that hurt them?
So first, I want to be clear that we haven't said 20%. The 20% is just.
I am saying for purposes of analysis.
I know, but I want to repeat it because these things. Sometimes somebody will go and clip something on social media and start running that we said 20%. So it's important to emphasize we haven't said 20%. We're only saying that today in Estonia they do 20%. Now, when it comes to taxation, you see, there are some conversations that we all have to rally around as a country. We are all complaining that our debt situation has gotten so high, and we need to do a debt exchange program, very painful one, very regrettable one, but one that was needed to try and clean up our books. Why? Because our revenue has not been performing as much as we desire, while there are so many expenses on the national books. If we are now trying to clean up across sectors, something has got to give. We need to find a midpoint. Now, in that midpoint, what we are saying is that there's a lot of confusion in the minds of potential taxpayers because of the progressive system we are running. In fact, if you do the analysis with the GRA and you go through the assessments they do, the number of assessments that when they are done with, they find that people are either just confused or are just, running roughshod over the system. It tells you that, A, we could actually get a lot more government revenue if we had a flat, predictable system across board, and B, if you pegged the percentage point or the price point of that flat, something not extremely high from the baseline that the average person is paying today, it will not harm the majority of our people. Between these two, that's where you peg your point.
Okay.
For us, what we are saying is that you need a structure that is simple and predictable so that the majority of people who are not participating in the tax program, they can now see clarity that, so when I earn my income, apparently all I have to pay is 13.5% to government, whether I'm a poor person or a rich person. All I have to pay is 13.5. It's simple, it's predictable, everybody has to pay. I don't now have to say that my first 1,000 I pay this, my second 2,000 I pay this percentage, third 3,000 I pay this percentage. No. It's flat, it's predictable to everybody. And if it's not too far from the baseline point, and people are not significantly adversely affected.
And from your workings, this would lead to more revenue and increase our tax to GDP rates?
One, it will broaden the tax base because we have more people coming in. Two, that coupled with the other interventions that we are rolling out. Remember, we're trying to go fully digitized on tax, etc., will contribute to an increase in our tax contribution and, yes, our tax to GDP rate. And three, more importantly, coupled with a 3% reduction, 3% of GDP reduction in expenditure, we expect that it will close the financing gap, which is one of our biggest problems in this country, and at the same time create more opportunities for the private sector.
Hold on 1 minute. I'll get back to you two. This morning we're joined by Franklin Kujo, who's founding president of Imani Africa, and Kujo Aponkroma, who's vice chairperson of the NPP Manifesto Committee. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Welcome and now for a daily star 712 hash and found no regrets. A Sankoma investors are a striking gold. A Sankoma health workers are a diagnosing luck with precision. A Sankoma that tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. Say a Sankoma passionate fan on also entering containing a joy. After to the seamstresser or turning a hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, a Sankoma, if you say your next big win is right here.
Dial star 712 hash and join the luckiest winning celebration. From the 1st of July 2024, dial star 712 hash to keep buying tickets as a group, individual, or even as a community. Win loads of cash and prizes in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 hash. Join the winning streak now.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
Let go of the overpriced land, home ownership, and furnishing deals. Get the best deals for all your housing needs at one place. Visit the EcoBank Joy News Mini Fair at Good Park, Accra Mall from 30th of August till the 1st of September 2024. The fair is open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. daily and admission is free. Be there to engage with various stakeholders in the housing value chain for your home ownership needs. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Get a house, make it a home. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is in partnership with EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and powered by the Plant City Extension Project from Citizen Habitats, Rent to Own, and sponsored by Elegant Homes, where quality meets value, safety and home solutions. You think of a door, we have it. G&J Technical Services, G&J, the generator people, Dev Tracker Woodlands, a master planned gated city, DPS pipes connecting you to life, home world building supplies. Let's build together. Global Lighting, your solution to quality lighting. Superlog, you deserve the best. Everlast UPVC windows and doors, the right choice for windows and doors. Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough. Less Fortune Limited, Curtains Pap Pebi, luxuriously perfect. DBS Roofing Industry, your roof experts. Virtual Security, complete security solution. Yoben Security Doors, protecting lives and properties. And Clifton Homes, beautiful homes, wise investment. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Get a house, make it a home.
This August, Joy Business Masterclass brings you a thrilling 13-week agribusiness series. From snail farming to aquaculture, organic farming and agro-processing, we've got it all. Over the next 13 weeks, you will learn from Ghana's top agribusiness pros who will share their secrets to success. Every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m., dive into practical tips, inspiring stories, and interactive discussions. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, this series is for you. Tune in to Joy 99.7 FM and be part of Ghana's agribusiness revolution. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and grow with us. Joy Business, empowering, prospering together.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home, shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is. And sometimes, even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions.
And send tweets.
Where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care, and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home. Visit broadband.mtn.com.gh or your My MTN app to sign up today. MTN.
Dearly beloved, one stand by for the following bombshell. The Omanhin of Ogwa traditional area, Osaberema Dr. Kwesata II, Ogwa Omanhima Nana Ikua Abochi VI, and the Ogwa Traditional Council was a delight and pride to invite Amanfunyinara to the 60th Ogwa Fetu Afashe Festival. Nyaminchaze, the landmark celebration coincide with the 25th anniversary of Osaberema coronation. Inti Wakaya double celebration. Nanchawara Yahweh de Fetu Afasheti, or you're not just the biggest festival in Ghana, or Sanso was the second biggest carnival in the world. Onuntina, the whole world redescend upon Cape Coast for an action-packed, exciting, Niger-centric 8-day celebration from the 1st Kepim the 8th of September 2024. Madofuma just to highlights. Theme near celebrating the city of first, our people, our future. Special guest of honor here, Otumfo Osei Tutu II. Invited guests Nsudze Bebri, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, former President John Dramani Mahama, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin, just to mention a Kura Nebian. Now events is the main start to a himfa. Homecoming Carnival, Akom Night, Bakatwe Regatta, Food Fair, Youth Colloquium, Orange Friday, Ghana Music Festival, and Sana Traditional Derba Nankasa. Yabosya himfu wim. Now ya celebrating and 7 spectacular Asafo companies through the streets of Gwei. Information in area available online. Inti Kanaka Shishe, Ogwa Fetu Afashe, or social media. Now following for info and updates. Aye. Munya, them menu of merrymaking, them buffet of bashment, them cornucopia of cultural conviviality is it. May allow ma on happen without you at it. May yenshia wa Cape Coast, the city of first, for the 60th Ogwa Fetu Afashe Aye. Now this year hashtag Afashe Go B.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
One
All right, this is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And so this morning we're having a discussion of on the NPP's manifesto. We're joined on phone by Franklin Kujo, founding president and CEO of Imani Africa, and Kujo Nkrumah, member of parliament for Fuasia Yoruba and vice chairperson of the manifesto committee. So you know what, whether you're an SME, startup, large enterprise or educational institution, Microsoft 365 Education, business and enterprise are the cutting-edge solutions you need to streamline business and your operations and enhance educational capabilities. From top-notch email services to dynamic CRM tools and collaborative platforms, we've got you covered. Sign up to MTN Business Microsoft Solution and unlock exclusive access to additional services like WebWiz and Business Messenger, all at unbeatable prices. It's a complete digital transformation package tailored to fuel your success. Email us at mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or WhatsApp or call 0244 308 111 to explore how we can empower your business. Let's get business done better.
Did you know, Winston, that all 41 LPG companies and the 800 stations across the country are 100% built and operated by indigenous Ghanaians?
Of course, as a supporter of indigenous Ghanaian businesses, I'm aware.
When you refill your cylinder with us, you support the growth of indigenous businesses and create more jobs. Do you know the number of jobs they've created so far?
10,000 jobs.
Brilliant. But that's not the only reason for you to choose the LPG Marketing Association of Ghana. Our LPG distribution system offers unbeatable value, allowing you to buy any amount of the product in whichever quantities you need, making it incredibly pocket-friendly. Are you worried about being cheated? With us, you can watch Philly as your cylinder gets filled. Plus, we have weighing scales at every station, so you can double check the weight of the quantity filled. That's trust and transparency guaranteed. Switch to LPG for your car, especially if you drive a taxi. It's more environmentally friendly, helping protect our precious ecosystem. Go green with LPG and make a difference. Remember, when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Refill your LPG cylinder at your nearest gas station and help save our forest and environment. Let's protect Ghana for this generation and the next one. LPG Marketing Companies of Association of Ghana, your affordable, pocket-friendly, trustworthy, and eco-friendly choice.
So Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment and furniture at affordable prices. They've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, which means you can now shop by simply logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It is hassle-free and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions however apply at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
Now, of course, let me also tell you a little more about what's happening at Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited. For a second, I thought we were about to talk about the same thing. They have the back to school promotion, which is here with us again from August to September this year. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited is giving you a generous, and let's look at it, 10 to 20% discount on all school items like textbooks. Some people say they have increased prices elsewhere, but here we are rather reducing it for you, right? Textbooks, pens, pencils, erasers, exercise books, and much more across all branches in Accra, Tema, Kumasi, Takoradi, Winneba, and Cape Coast. Parents, teachers, and students, please hurry while stocks last. For more information, call us on 0506 487 557. or 0302 764 209 or email at info@kingdomgh.com. You can also visit our website, that's kingdomstoreonline.com. Kingdom Books, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Great, so let's get back to the conversation. Franklin Kujo is founding president and CEO of Imani Africa, and Kujo Nkrumah, member of parliament for Fuasia Yoruba and vice chairperson of the manifesto committee. Franklin, so earlier you had asked some questions. You've had a member of parliament for Fuasia Yoruba and vice chairperson of the manifesto committee answering you. Questions answered, you're satisfied now?
Well, to some extent. I just find it a little bit curious, though, that even though there's not been any estimation, my good friend is able to estimate that 3% of GDP being more or less set aside for the private sector will come up to some, at least 30 billion Is
Yes.
this a futuristic figure or based on current estimates on GDP? Because presumably the argument is that we don't know how much tax will be coming in, so we can't estimate the value for the flat tax revolution. Then it presupposes that you probably would get 3% of something bigger, probably lower than the 30 billion he's mentioned. By the way, it's curious. I find that 3% allocation to the private sector quite interesting. Did you know, if you look at historical records of how the budget deficit really is, especially when it comes to, last year budget deficit was around, was it 40 billion, I forgot the figure.
This
It
year,
looks to me that figure seems to be closer to exactly what the budget deficit figure really is. That's going by historical records. And again, if you say that you want to reduce withholding tax for small-scale gold exports to 1% to discourage smuggling, it presupposes that you've done some estimation to show that if you reduce withholding tax by 1%, whether to discourage smuggling or not, a significant pot of money will come to you as well. So it's important this question is answered properly, because you see, the number of taxes you want to reduce and the restructuring of the tax would presuppose that you have really done some historical accounting. And we can know these things, right? We do estimations. We know the nature of the economy right now. We know what is likely to happen the next year. So some estimation. But I can understand him. He wants to be safe rather than being held to the guillotine when they don't meet the particular figure. I thought, though, that something else I was going to make about the private sector being given the pride of place. Well, like they say, should I call it agrobus or a friendopa? I noticed that the NTCP is going on a rapid, should I call it road infrastructure? What do they call it? Rapid something. Where every district is supposed to get tractors, some equipment. And I don't know whether there's any private sector participation in it. It looks as if it's the whole state that is doing that. But anyway, these are some concerns I have. The other point I need to make quickly, though, is that I noticed that the Vice President commits to, how do you call that? Just 1 second, I'm pulling it from my... He commits to a 1%, he commits to a fiscal responsibility council, an independent one, which is very important, because I think without the independence of that council, we'll never have our department in that. Our fiscal issues being dealt with properly. So it's a good thing, and it will actually help do proper reviews of whatever project government wants to engage in before they actually roll out. So that's a good thing. As I said, what I'm not too sure of is the procurement aspect, which has to do with the leasing and all of that. But so these are just my fair responses for now.
Okay, let me just bring in Kojo Ponkroma again, so that he can, address these concerns. Hello, Kojo. Okay, I don't think we have Kojo Ponkroma. We'll try and see if we have him on the line. But until we get him, let's get back to Franklin Kojo. So, Franklin, let's get back to you now. I mean, you've talked initially about the PPP arrangements. You've talked about the tax arrangements, for instance. So I'm told that Kojo Ponkroma is back. Yes, Kojo, thank you once again. So, Franklin is asking, Franklin is back. But do we have Kojo on? Okay, so... let me continue with you, Franklin. The Vice President talks about cost of living as being one of the most important things that Ghanaians talked about. When you listen to him talking about the plans he has in, reducing the high cost of living, for instance, are these the plans that you believe would help address the challenges?
Well, in reducing the cost of living, again, I did not really see specifics. You see, because the cost of living factor is a combination of the cost of money, which obviously businesses would have to look for. So that's, and then obviously inflation, which are clearly the markets. And of course, if you ask the exchange rates, which are the traditional, should I call them, tripod of determining the cost of living. and it's true. What I've been heard is essentially, again, inflation is this. What are we going to do to reduce inflation? I hear so many things, some sort of prioritization of local produce and all of that, exports support and all of that stuff. But these things we've heard of before. I think it's important to link these things to some estimations so that we know how are we going to, if the SME banking is coming in, at what percentage rate would they be getting loans for, and how are these loans going to be structured, right? Because it's a combination of several things. He talks about social housing, some of the commercial housing. All these things are part of the cost of living for people. How are you going to do the permutation in such a way that even if for day shelters or monthly shelters, at what rate? That's why I'm saying that by now, 7 years is a long time for an economic guru to have mapped out all of these things anyway. I'm not really buying the notion that we have to wait for certain. No. We just need some estimations. How much are you going to allow businesses to raise money for, knowing the general cost of money, right? Because you say you want to intervene and reduce cost of living. So how are you going to do that? What percentage? If it's a state-led, at what point? What are the various bands that people would have to borrow money for? Then, of course, the exchange rate factor. I've not heard any structural shift to addressing the exchange rate factor, which is a worry because we all know what the lectures were about on exchange rate. We know that. I didn't hear any clear definition. I haven't seen any clear definition even in the manifesto itself. So it's another worrying point. So just saying that we reduce the cost of living doesn't seem to cut it, because it's important that we know exactly how this seems to be rolled out. And of course, the which one? After inflation, the cost of money, exchange rate. Yeah, I think I've talked about this. So it's a bit, I don't know. People may have to work. If it is the case that they're going to pay the living wage, are you committing to a living wage, a minimum wage that is probably at par with the exchange rate? Because you can still get money in an economy and be decimated by these factors, inflation and the cost of foreign money. So I think it's important that we hear clear, measurable, because it's too much. Too many years have gone on, and we now need to hear estimates. So just merely say, "I'll do SME banking." We need to know, especially when we set up. Didn't we do yesterday? You and your colleagues on the show after the manifesto presentation, you and Raymond and Evans, were going on and on about. Yeah, we all saw what happened to this COVID fund, and we don't know what's the story. How many people have paid back? You see, because that's also a function of the survival rates of businesses and individuals. So that's what we inform you, that if you give money to even free money, free interest-free money, this was how many people paid back. So based on this one, I am going to propose a 3%, because I realize that people are not able to pay back even when the interest are free. There's no interest. So we need to understand all these dynamics. So we really need to have proper policy conversations. And I think the Vice President's team ought to be ready, because as a supporter we have that. This time we don't have that time to waste at all.
So talking about having a proper policy conversation, Kojo, we've seen the highlights of the manifesto. Is the full document ready?
Oh yeah, the full document is also out. We published that also last night.
Okay.
But very quickly on the cost of living. So it's not just a high-level conversation of reducing the cost of living. He talked about the 4 parts of the cost of living: energy, rent, transport, and food. On energy, he was clear that we're going to have to dilute the current cost of energy by bringing on board about 2,000 megawatts of solar power. It's specific. On transport, for example, he's spoken about moving to high-capacity electronic vehicles, so that the things that cause the escalation in the cost of public transport, usually fuel prices and spare parts, are contained. So move to electronic vehicles so that the fuel pass-through cost is eliminated. Also, if you are doing the CD-based flat rate import for spare parts, you are also then able to contain the spare parts side. So transport he dealt with. Food as well, he was extensive on how food inflation can be contained. On rent, he spoke about housing, and that's what I heard Franklin talking about. The line has been going on and off, so forgive me. I heard Franklin talk about social housing. Yes, he spoke about rent and the program to ensure that eventually access to housing for all is boosted so that the price point will come down. Now, on the currency, again, Franklin talk about it. It's a very important matter to people. He told an elaborate story of how the gold purchase program then came to back the gold for oil program and how he now wants to expand it to cover other forex demands so that the demand for forex is curbed. You have multinationals in this company that are sometimes looking for 100 million, 200 million to evacuate out of the country. And now, as he explained, the move is to now get them to give us the CD so that we can go through the gold purchase program to ensure that they get dollars on the other side without putting pressure on the limited forex on the market. And that's a big, bold move to curb the demand for forex on the Ghanaian market. So I think he's been specific. We are happy to have a debate on the specifics and to question them and to provide answers like we're doing this morning. But I don't think it's that these issues were, in jest. The last point, and frankly makes a point I agree with, that some of these ideas have been floated before. The difference will be in execution. For those ideas that have been floated before, the difference will be in execution. For example, when he talks about a Buy Ghana First policy, he makes the point that we're going to back it with legislation. That has never been done. So the idea, as you mentioned, you may have heard it before, but this time around, we're going to back it with legislation. And for public procurement, you have to prove that you can't find it in Ghana, or you can't find a made-in-Ghana version before you are going for an external version. Because remember, the old structure of public procurement has just mostly focused on cost. We are introducing a new dimension into it that focuses on ensuring that Ghanaian products should be purchased first. And he's mentioned amendments to the Public Procurement Act and to the Local Content Bill to be able to do that.
Kojo, I have a single question on illegal mining. Illegal mining is mentioned twice in the full manifesto. One, it says you want to collaborate with national security to curtail illegal mining activities ongoing along the rail corridor. The other one is also talking about addressing the negative impact of illegal mining on cocoa growing areas. Is this the new strategy to fight illegal mining?
No, there are just two elements of the new strategy. The new strategy also includes the Minerals Development Bank, also includes the geological work for identifying where gold reserves are, also includes extending support to miners, and number 4, expanding the community mining programs. And let me explain. One of the reasons for which people are doing this illegal mining, especially in water bodies, etc., is because they are looking for gold. They are looking for economic activity to get gold so that they can also make a living. Very often, they are under the guise of prospecting, doing this illegal mining. Under the entire program, 2 of the elements that you've mentioned and the other 4 that I've mentioned, government is now taking on the responsibility in the Bawumia administration to do the geological survey so that you don't have to go and explore. So this whole exploration game is going to end under the new model. Number 2, the financing required so that you do it with the right equipment and in the right way is also being provided under the Minerals Development Bank that has been mentioned in this manifesto. Number 3, logistics like the gold catcher machine, etc., and yesterday he highlighted that one, are also going to be made available to support you. And then number 4, the success of the community mining schemes. And you notice that since the community mining scheme started, places where you had a lot of illegal mining activity and a lot of confusion, which were now redirected into community mining, there's less opprobrium there. So now when you expand and you ease the processes for community mining, then you are going to get the whole combination of these things move there. In that case, now when you say that you are working with national security on this side to ensure that those who should go to the proper sites are still here, you are pushing them out of it, it's has higher chances of succeeding in that area. So no, it's not just that tool. It's a broader program, as I've explained. These 2 that you've mentioned are part of this bigger program, and you find all of the other elements in the manifesto.
Okay. Thank you, Kojo. But Franklin, finally, Cape Coast Airport back again in the NPP manifesto. How feasible is it, and is it really a necessary development we must consider in the central region?
Well, I'm not too sure. I mean, air travel is fine, it's good, but within Accra and Cape Coast, really, I mean, putting up airports all over the place. It's as if we are racing to dice up this country so that we travel, what should I call it, in record time, maybe through time and space. I seriously don't think this Cape Coast airport is needed at all. I think we are better off probably expanding the routes, do dual carriage, and let's have a good ride. It's not the time you need to fly. You also want to appreciate nature. You know, look, you pick from a plane from here to Cape Coast, probably 20 minutes, then you are there. I mean, it's not economical. It's not a good use of our money, not at all.
All right. Thank you very, very much, Franklin Kujo, who is founding president and CEO of Imani Africa. Thank you also, Kojo Apong-Nkrumah, vice chairperson of the Manifesto Committee and member of parliament for Francia UB. We're very grateful to you.
Cheers.
All right, that'll be all for us this morning, Raymond. We've heard from Franklin, we've heard from Kojo, but the discussions will definitely continue.
Oh, yes.
Tomorrow.
The other sectors worth exploring.
Exactly, we'll explore all of them, and I'm sure from next week, by the time the NDC launches the manifesto, we can do the comparison.
Is it boot for boot? Or?
On that note, keep listening to Joy on 99.7 FM. My name is Winston Amon.
I'm Raymond Dalaka.